We're back, baby. Yes, we're back. I'm so excited to bring you this episode that we recorded at Fishtail Ales in Olympia, Washington. We sat down with our guest, Andrew Juan Douglas. He's the pastor of Fearless Church in Silverdale, Washington. So if you live there, check it out. We talk about all sorts of different things. First of all, we review an amazing seasonal release beer called Winterfish Ale, and it is a triumph. It's an absolute triumph of beer. We sit down, we beg the Taliban not to kill our boy Phil. We talk about Badass Santa. Is he a real killer trying to bring all them toys to all them toddlers out there? Is that who he really was? I don't know. We'll talk about him. And could Jarvis kill him? We'll find out. Give us your answer on social media as well. Find us on Instagram. Instagram us. We talk about organic silliness, the silliness that is organic. We talk about eating horse sashimi in Japan. We talk about the Starbucks conundrum. Andy shares a fart alarm story. We do word association and talk a little bit about death by water bottle. Also, you can stick around after the show for some bonus audio where Andy talks a little bit more in depth about his journey as a pastor and how they ended up in Silverdale, Washington. Checked out as well, and a bunch of other shit on today's episode of The Tipsy Polock. Well, hello there. Warm salutations and greetings from the bottom of the barrel. This is The Tipsy Polock, a weekly podcast where I, Nate Wazinski, hang out, have a beer, and chit-chat with people in my life. If you have any sort of education or you care about self-respect or how people view you, don't tell anyone that you listen to this podcast. However, if you would like to be a part of the conversation, here's what you gotta do. You gotta like us on social media, all the social media platforms, Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Want advice on how to be a good mom to your stupid kid? Maybe you want to rant about how stupid those shitbirds on The View are? Or something you feel strongly about? Women's rights, gun control, comedy, movies, whatever it is, send us an email at thetipsypolock@gmail.com, and we just may read it and attempt to help you out right here on the podcast. Once again, that's thetipsypolock@gmail.com. So one more time, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, send us your questions and opinions to thetipsypolock@gmail.com, and of course, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, wherever podcasts can be harvested for their organs. So without further ado, you are now listening to The Tipsy Polock.
Scared a person at Starbucks one time because they're like, man, you really project.
You said that?
And they're like, are you like some kind of actor? And I was like, yeah. Sure.
Yes, we'll go with actor.
Sure.
I'm gonna do a review of this. I almost called it monkfish. It's winterfish. So we are at Fishtail Ale House right here in Olympia, Washington, and they have released winterfish. And so I'm going to do a review with our guest sitting beside me. You go ahead and pull that up and look up the description, and I will have a nice swill.
Oh, they do have a home-style chicken plate. It's chicken fried steak, it looks like.
When you taste beer like this, it kind of gives me empathy for like those dads who left their family and became an alcoholic.
Okay.
Not.
So this is literally what it says.
That's probably getting cut out.
So here's what it says. Winterfish has arrived. Ooh, one man.
One man, one beer.
It says the seasonal brew of fresh juniper, spruce tips, So basically what they've
I
done
can
is
taste those spruce tips.
they have cleaned out somebody's front yard. That's what's happened.
Hey, yeah, like
It took a leaf blower.
grandma's juniper.
They trimmed everything up and then threw it into a boil.
Like, what are we gonna do with all these? We don't have a lawn service. Like,
We need to cut costs, guys.
we don't have a yard bin.
Next week,
I know this guy.
leaves.
I know this guy making beer in his garage.
And then, okay, so let me reread it because I've become distracted. This seasonal brew of fresh juniper, spruce tips, and brewer's magic is waiting for you at our pubs. Crisp and herbaceous.
It is
Winterfish
herbaceous.
will raise you from the dead. Come down and grab a pint.
This is okay. So, on a serious note, this is some of the best beer. Just in general, Fishtail is some of my favorite beer. Juniper and what? Spruce tips?
Spruce tips.
Spruce tips.
I don't know what a spruce tip is.
I don't know.
I think it sounds sexier than pine needles.
It is, but there's not a real piney taste to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So we are here with Andy, and we're just settling in. Let's start things off light. What's your greatest fear?
Greatest fear? Ooh. Feel like I'm getting scared now.
You know the alley behind here?
You know what's funny is those kind of questions. Like somebody could say something that's totally relatable or something super dark.
Oh,
Just
right.
Like you actually think like that?
Yeah, like
Interview
my
is
family.
over.
I'm afraid that
Everybody get out of the building.
the Taliban's gonna break into my house and drag me to the beach and behead me.
That's right.
Like, that comes from an honest place, and maybe you should stop social media.
Their name is not.
Here's a question. Out of everyone you know, who would the Taliban target, do you think?
People that I know.
Yeah,
Personally.
Who would you be like, if you read in the news, like, the Taliban snuck into your town or wherever and murdered someone that you knew, you'd be like, doesn't surprise me.
Wow, that's a good question. My answer would only be to pick on somebody. It wouldn't be like actually who I would think it would happen to.
I can see it happening to Phil.
Yeah, that's for real though.
I'd be like, yep, absolutely. He was the target that they're going for.
Goodbye, Phil.
Oh, gosh, Phil.
If you are listening in a Taliban country,
Do not go after Phil, please.
please do not go after Phil.
He's, yeah, good luck if you do.
And if you do, send more than one.
Yeah, you're going to want, yeah.
I
You're
would
going to want to
send it-
do the SEAL Team 6
Yeah.
equivalent of the Taliban
Send
to
like
go after Phil.
send like 10 expendable people first. Let them wear down a little bit,
Yeah,
and then go get them.
He's going to stack those bodies up like 300, and he's going to make a wall out of it, and he's going to wedge himself in.
And then he's gonna scare you because
gonna-
he's gonna be laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
is his moment.
Yeah, he's prepared for this literally his entire life from like prepubescent on. He's just like, this is my moment.
You will have never seen a child load a magazine so fast.
Yeah,
because they've been practicing.
just tossing the guns to dad like they got stockpiles of ammo. Oh gosh.
So if I had a greatest fear, totally. All right. I mean, I don't know why. It's weird though.
Are you gonna say spiders or something lame?
No, that's super lame.
Okay,
No.
because that's mine.
Oh, you too. So greatest fear,
Right.
which is it's random, is a shark attack.
Oh, that's a good one though.
Dude, like seriously, I mean, we don't live like really in shark waters anymore, but when we were in the South, like I wanted to be on the beach all the time, and I love sharks. Like I could watch sharks, but the moment I put my little toe into the water,
Yeah.
my mind
Yeah.
creates this Jaws-like moment where this shark is gonna come out of the water, all 30 feet of it, because it's megalodon, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's never
For
like
sure.
you don't think you're gonna get shark attacked by a 5-foot shark.
Yeah.
It's a 50-foot shark or a 100-foot shark. Like,
And truthfully though, how lame would it be to die from like a medium shark attack?
right, because you bled out, because it's not like it actually tore like a leg off.
Yeah, like it was not the big, gigantic shark attack,
Yeah.
my friend. It was like
It nicked an artery.
Like
and you
it was
died out.
kind
It's
of
kinda
on the
lame.
small side, really.
But the good news
Took
is,
Andy out.
you know that Discovery Channel will pick up your story.
Right.
Like,
Did you see that guy taking pictures of us?
hello. I'm just bearing my soul, but that's cool. Enjoy your
Go
show.
ahead and take your pictures.
Don't be some popcorn. But yeah, so shark attack. I mean, I don't know why, but I see it every time I'm touching the water. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, so Bill Burr does this bit about shark attacks and how they're so stupid. People are always like, "Oh, you don't need to be afraid of shark attacks. The majority of shark attacks happen in shallow water."
Right.
It's like, no shit. That's where the people are.
Yeah.
Not like
nobody's swimming in 50 feet of water.
Yeah.
In the
Let's go
ocean.
to Iceland, you pussies.
It's like, no. I'm gonna do what every other real American does. I'm gonna stand knee deep in in the ocean and
And go down like a champ.
and get ripped out by a great white.
Oh gosh. Yo, that is a good one. That's a good one. I've been thinking a lot about this.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be a fitting question because you just started Fearless Church.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask you something.
Fear, yeah.
Yeah. So mine is not leaving like a powerful legacy with my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Like if I was to go out tomorrow,
Yep.
what would they remember about Dad? You know? And if it was like, oh, Dad was, some fat sack of shit who sat on the... He liked football. He watched a lot of football and he drank beer. He did his podcast thing.
He talked to his TV more than he talked to me.
Yeah. Like, I don't want that. That's like legit my biggest fear is that my kids would remember me as some, like, less. Because, when you're growing up, your dad's like Superman.
Yep. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible with Dad.
Yep.
Could you imagine, like, as a dad,
Yep.
passing away and your daughter being like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
even growing up, like, you're not even passed away, but your daughter's like, not even.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine, like, your legacy was, he's the guy that opened the pickle jar.
Right. Like, Mama, he was dependable. Mom
Yep.
always.
He showed up.
If there was a jar that needed open,
right.
Dad was there.
He'd let out, as he's getting out of his recliner, he'd make that noise, all right, and then he'd, like, go over and then he'd
Back
go,
to the couch.
Yep, and then, well, my job is done.
Feet up, man. Oh gosh.
That's funny. Yeah. No, that's like a real thing too. I think people like live like that, and they don't realize it. I mean, they're tired from their job or whatever. Life just sucks or whatever their excuse is, and then they miss out on all the fun stuff.
Right. Right. For sure.
You ever think though, like, why is it that we viewed our dads as invincible?
Right.
So it's not like I ever saw my dad wrestle a bear.
Right.
But
in your head.
But I knew.
Yeah.
When that day was coming.
Yeah.
That he could do it.
If there's one human on Earth that could kill a bear like a Kodiak grizzly with his bare hands, it's Dad.
Totally Dad. Never seen it, but I know he could do it.
Yeah. And do you ever think, like, I think this sometimes, like, I wonder if my kids view me as that way. Because that day comes and there's a Kodiak. And it isn't going down in reality like it went down in my head as I visioned it going down for my dad. Like,
as it's flinging you around like a shoelace.
Yeah, like a rag doll in The Revenant. You remember that? Like,
oh, man. So brutal.
How sick am I, too? How sick am I to laugh during that scene? And it was we saw it in the theater, and I let out a giggle. And the guy in front of me kind of like cocked his head to the side so I could see like the silhouette outline of his nose and his lips, like he gave me that look,
But it's okay to laugh. It wasn't real. I mean, it was,
Yeah, I'm like, he's fine. He just won an Oscar.
Listen, bro, it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's not real life.
So, I know I kind of jumped ahead. I jumped the shark.
Jump the shark.
I don't even know what that expression really means.
I've never heard it. This is my moment.
Oh, you never heard that?
Jump the shark.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have Jarvis look it up when he gets here. But
in truth, I mean, if you were about to experience a shark attack, you saw the shark coming in. Mm-hmm. How high can you really jump, anyways?
Me?
When you're like in the water.
Okay, if I'm
Like
all,
you're
all
knee deep in
adrenaline taken into account,
2 inches.
I'm gonna say about a foot.
Okay, you think you leap a foot? Okay.
From sand though, maybe like 6
You're
inches.
in the sand.
Yeah, because
And in the water.
you don't have time to
That's
spring.
like when you're like, you remember back in the days, like you'd be in a swimming pool and you're like boxing your friends under the water.
right, and it's super slow. And
It's ridiculously slow.
You might.
Ridiculously slow. And you know that shark's coming up like,
Yeah, this idiot.
I'm going to let him wear out a little bit.
I'm about to eat a retard. They have the most tender meat.
Yeah.
That's probably okay. So a shark's natural food is like a sea lion, right?
Right. Yep.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he's looking at me going, "Yeah, I've never seen one without hair before, but
It's kind of like ordering like a weird burger. You take the first bite and you're like, I'm undecided. I'm going to go for a second bite.
yeah." He's gonna look at me and go, They say like most shark attacks, like when I say this like I know something.
Sure. Yeah.
But when I watch
Shark
Shark Week occasionally,
Yeah.
they talk about like how they come up and they taste test,
Yeah. Which
And
to
that-
us is a leg. But to them, it's like eating a little nibble.
Yeah, like a little.
It's like what our wives
like
do.
Sure, I'll try chicken wing. Like
Yeah.
a little. Yeah.
Like our wives are like, can I take a
buffalo
bite of that? And they eat half the hamburger, put it
Yeah.
back down. Like, nah, I don't like it.
wing. You're like, okay.
But they've somehow surgically removed all the bacon out of the burger
Yeah.
with that one bite.
Right.
And you're like,
oh, dude.
cool, I went to a cheeseburger all of a sudden.
That's one of the things in life that infuriates me. If I give someone a bite of my burger, which I don't do anymore, like ever. Lesson learned.
Wise man, yep.
They go in with the big old bite,
Yep.
and you see them pull back away from the burger, and a big old string of bacon
Yep.
and cheese
Yep.
just slaps them in the chin, and you're like, you just kind of cock your head to the side.
Check, please.
I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. I'll smack my children. Going back to that lineage thing,
Figuratively.
and literally too. I'll punch them in the face. I'll punch my sons right in the face if they ever pull a bacon piece out of my burger.
Gotcha.
Jarvis is supposed to be here in 9 minutes.
Are we going to keep going until he gets here? Or are we going to be done?
No, we're gonna keep going, and then when he gets here, he's gonna plug in, and we're gonna really turn this fucker up.
All right.
That's two.
He's not
That's
gonna-
one. That's one. You said.
got
You said
one
one.
left.
I got one more.
Oh,
Make it
man.
count.
Dude, brutal.
That is brutal, especially for me. One of the hardest things for me is to pick and choose where I'm gonna use the F word.
Sure. Yeah, you got to plan it.
I'm gonna tell Jarvis, hurry up, cunt.
I got to pee really quick.
The Vancouver life is pretty dope.
Yeah?
Yeah, like when we first moved over there, I thought I was gonna miss Olympia a ton, which I do.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, we live like maybe 20 minutes outside of Portland.
It's an endless amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's like your favorite thing to go do?
Obviously beer.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of that.
There's so many breweries.
Do you like the McMinimans there better than here?
I like the McMinimans on, I want to say 23rd. Oh, here he is. Hold on, I got to give him a hug.
I'm about to watch 2 grizzly bears hug. Jarvis, man, what's happening?
No.
You talk about. Can you hear fine? Can you hear us fine in your? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine.
I've been setting mine on my fat roll, just right in the crease. Like I could probably even let go.
You said it's 2:02. You're buying a round. I was in the parking lot, okay?
What were you doing? You
No, I
pervert.
just got here at 2:02. And then I had to vape a little bit before I came in here, since I won't be able to vape in here.
Well, you could try. I mean,
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, you can do a 10 ounce. I mean, if you.
technically
I'm
in the
feeling
state of
cool.
Washington, you can have 2 for lunch. I just made that
A
up.
sampler?
Just a little sample
Yeah.
cupful?
Yeah, is that okay? I have to work.
You're just a bus driver.
It's,
You're
it's
just an
committee
elderly
week
driver.
this week.
So we've been talking a little bit about Andy's path
journey.
his adventure. And
Awesome.
yeah, just talking about like just catching up and stuff. And I think we're coming to the point now where we're kind of starting to talk about like stories and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I asked him what sucks lately. Why don't you try setting it on your chin?
Just tie it.
That's one of the things Jarvis's last date said to him. Set it on your chin.
Oh.
Damn. So what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
I'm good.
Nothing new.
Nope.
This is our first recording since last season.
I know. How long ago was that?
Probably July. You ate that so fast, bro.
I know. Dude, I was starving. I was starving.
So we took a break,
It's been a while.
and now we're trying to come back together. We're trying to figure out scheduling and how everything's working out and things like that. So
That's
this
the
is
hardest
actually,
part.
yeah, that's the hardest part.
So what you're saying is I'm like the number one.
You're the first recording of the new season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And dude, you wouldn't believe after we recorded the first season,
Yeah.
I've been contacted by so many people wanting to get on the show. Dude, and I can't remember all the analytics. We got to give some shout outs to countries, man. New countries that are following the podcast, new subscribers. So we got Croatia,
Yeah.
we got Spain.
Yeah.
Shout out to Spain and Croatia.
Sweden?
Oh, that's right. Sweden,
Sweden.
France.
Yeah, France.
We got France. What up, France?
France.
Canada.
Parlez-vous français?
We got
Voulez-vous
Canada.
coucher avec moi?
You got to give it out to your gangsters in Antarctica, though. I mean, they're the real heroes here.
Continued growth in Maryland. That's like
Maryland.
That's our third highest. That's our third highest listener ratio is Maryland, and then you know who's after. Okay, so most
If
of our
you're changing anything in the world, it's Maryland.
it's Maryland, man. Hell yeah, dude! And we're gonna go.
Front line.
I swear, we're gonna go to Maryland one day, and we're gonna record a podcast live at like a comedy club or something.
If we get like maybe 500 listeners.
Okay,
or
if we get 500 subscribers in Maryland, we'll
I mean, how
go
many do
there.
you have right now? How many do you have right now out of Maryland?
No, not that many.
something, like
20?
No,
Not
no,
even.
no.
10?
I don't think even that. Maybe 7.
Yeah, 7
I think
subscribers.
500 is a stretch. I mean, okay, Maryland, listen up.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's say 50.
No, if there's
Add a 0 to that.
500?
Yeah, yeah.
500 is substantial.
Yeah.
There's only 750 people who live in the
Here's the
Maryland.
deal, though, Andy. I feel like Maryland can do it. 500 listeners in Maryland.
Maryland.
The first
Do it.
first state that has 500 subscribers outside of Washington.
Okay.
We're gonna go there and we're gonna do a live podcast.
And I think you have to wrestle
So right now,
their state animal.
Oh, I thought you were just saying.
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
say
Well,
each
that
other.
sucks because right now, second to Washington is LA.
Yeah.
So a person from Compton.
No, their state animal's a bear, dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, but you got to find one first. And they're all smoking meth over it.
Okay, well then we have zero shot because a bear on meth. We have no shot. I don't even have shot against a human on meth.
Because if you go to Maryland, I mean, I don't know what their animal is, but it's basically a moose.
actually-
Sure, I'd love one.
Oh, on you?
Yeah.
Aw, Jarvis, come on.
Look at
Maryland, do it for Jarvis.
Yeah, Maryland.
Maryland, do it for Jarvis.
Don't be stupid. Jarvis is the most lovable person in the world.
Nah.
No?
Second. He's second.
Yeah.
Who's more lovable than you?
Santa? I mean,
Okay, we are coming upon the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to see what Jarvis thinks of this winter fish.
but maybe Jarvis is like a modern day Santa. I mean, he's not like Greenland's version, but he's America's version.
I feel like Santa was a badass back in the day.
You know he was. He like killed people.
He had to kill people to deliver presents. What do you think?
It's actually pretty good.
It's
Very
really.
hoppy though.
You think it's hoppy?
I think so.
It's what's the
Pine tips?
spruce tips.
Spruce tips?
Spruce tips
It's
and
good, though.
juniper.
Juniper and spruce tips. That's probably the spruce tips coming through.
So, Jarvis, you missed the joke, but I made this off the cuff joke that basically the way
He didn't. That means he didn't write it. Just
the way they brewed it is they took a leaf blower and blowed out somebody's yard and put it into a boil. There you
man.
go.
Yeah.
Next month, maple leaves.
I actually think that would be good for like summer.
Huh.
I think it'd be nice and refreshing for me. Anyway.
That's a good call.
All right. Oof.
But remember, I'm a
Those
stout
are
guy.
kicking, right? Yeah, you are a stout
Definitely
guy.
a stout guy. Yeah.
You know what I like about Fishtail is they have organic beer, but it doesn't taste like a foot.
But let's talk about organic because that was one of the subjects.
Okay.
Yeah.
When so I text Andy, what are some of the subjects you're willing to talk about? And he said how people who eat organic are huge pieces of shit.
It's literally not what I said. But I said why organic can be. So nobody send me hate
Organic
mail.
candy.
Here's the thing. When it comes to organic fruits and vegetables, they're coming from the same place.
Right.
The only difference is
Talking to the mic correctly.
that the poop is not filtered. That's the difference.
Hey, very true. Very true.
So like one day, right? Like I'm over at my parents'
Thanks, Jarvis.
house. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jarvis.
no problem.
So I'm over at my parents' house and she opens a bag of lettuce. It says organic over the front. So of course it's $50 for a head of lettuce. Because, the less you put on a vegetable, the more it costs, apparently.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
So there's bugs in it.
Oh.
Now they're all dead, but it's full of bugs, right? So she like washes the lettuce and all these bugs float at the top. I said, Mom, you need to eat all those because you paid for every one of those
Right,
bugs
right.
in there. That is certified organic
Yeah,
bugs.
that's organic, Mom.
Like,
That's how it is. That's gross.
it just gets silly. Like, how is a one potato that's organic that was under the ground the whole time? How is that potato 3 times the price of a potato much
Yeah.
larger than it that got sprayed with the right pesticides?
Yeah.
So you're not eating bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had to eat less.
Yes.
Like you didn't. It was less they had to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They had to work less, and you pay triple the amount.
now here's my question: like the person that planted that potato, if they went to the bathroom and didn't wash their hands, is that organic?
Well, technically, yeah, because they didn't
Yeah.
filter the poop out,
Right.
according to the.
So if they also ate organic, does that mean it is triple organic?
Yeah, because there's still poop in it.
I don't know. I just think it's sometimes some things are silly. I mean, I think in meat world, maybe it's a little bit different. I think in the meat world, like chicken, beef, maybe. So I hunt. That means I kill an animal with
Harvest an animal.
I harvest. Thank you. I harvest animals as humanely as possible.
You shoot them in the fucking head.
So, but even in that, so that's about. I mean, I would think as organic as it comes.
Yeah.
Did you get a deer this year?
I got a deer. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Filled your
Popped that.
freezer.
I popped that sucker. So
Did you?
I mean, I harvested it in a humane sense of way. And his name was Fred.
Oh yeah.
So
And he was a horse.
it was actually a horse, an equestrian. And so I got that. I'm
Horse meat.
gross.
I heard it was pretty good.
Oh, by the way, Jarvis wants us to take a trip to Japan so
yeah.
we can eat horse sashimi.
Yep, they actually have that there.
He's like,
Why not? Why
and
not?
he's dead serious.
Heck yeah, I'm so down.
We need 100.
Asians, am I right?
We need 100 Japanese subscribers immediately.
If we get 100 Japanese
100.
subscribers, Jarvis and I will go to Japan and try horse sashimi and
We
do a
all will.
podcast.
We
Do
all
it.
will.
What?
Including you.
I'll be there. Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna eat raw horse.
Yep.
Okay.
It's still gonna be standing there looking at us as we're carving it off.
Like it's just eating it, like we're eating its shoulder, and it's like looking at us like, what the hell?
Is it appropriate to ask the chef where he's cutting that from?
Oh,
I
probably.
think they actually have a diagram on.
Because like, what if I'm eating a horse taint?
I think it's like placed
Right.
on the plate on where it's actually from on the.
Oh, you're
body.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not gonna cut choice meat. I mean, Asians probably spend a good amount on that.
Yeah, they do.
So it's. I mean, you're probably getting like the hoof realm, maybe the tongue. You could be getting the tongue.
Did I eat? No, gosh.
The cheeks, maybe?
I heard it was better than regular sashimi.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's a lie. That's a straight up lie right there.
These are from Asians.
That's for the Americans right there.
So you were talking about organic, one of the other things, but when we were talking about the episode, you said something to me that really kind of hurt my heart,
Okay.
and it kind of cut a part of the soul that I didn't even know existed.
Okay.
You know, you said, and I quote,
And I quote.
"Is Starbucks really a bad thing?"
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, I feel like Starbucks is the devil.
Why is that?
It's just like it was this beautiful artistic, local coffee shop in
Now
Seattle.
Nathan worked at Starbucks.
I
for
did.
the record.
I worked at Starbucks for like 4 years,
Yep.
and that was back
He was
when
a shareholder.
I still am a shareholder.
Are you?
in Starbucks? Yeah,
I think Brandy still is too.
that's why I can wear the shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice shirt, right?
Yeah.
because I'm a Starbucks shareholder.
There you go. Jarvis is like mystified.
He's like,
what?
"You're an idiot."
I don't know
he's,
you.
He's looking at me like,
Who
"Oh
are
gosh."
you?
He looked at me like with the same look that I would have if I walked in on like a friend sucking another friend's wiener.
Whoa. But you're totally right. Drop the mic. I'm done.
Like, what's the deal? I
don't even know you anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just said he stunk like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
But anyway.
So the thing about Starbucks, right? Like,
Okay.
so up in my realm, there's this like sticker that's going around.
Oh, what is this, Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, right. Up in my realm,
Up in the wind realm.
one man,
One desire.
one desire. But there's this. So there's this saying. Maybe it's the same down here in the southern realms. Is that friends don't let friends drink at Starbucks?
Yeah. No,
You've seen that, yeah?
I've never seen that, but I agree with that.
Okay, Nate agrees. So here's the thing about Starbucks, right? The Wi-Fi is good.
Okay.
The drinks
I'm not drinking Wi-Fi.
are consistent. Doesn't mean they're great. We're not going to go on the great.
Okay, they're consistently shitty. Go ahead.
And my thing is,
You know what you're gonna get. Shit water.
I don't feel like I'm being judged when I order whatever drink I order.
So like a pumpkin spice latte or something.
All right, let's not get too vulnerable. I don't understand. Like, I don't know why we're starting. Shots fired, guys. Shots fired. So, it's that
And
silliness.
he walks in the Starbucks in his Uggs, like Tom Brady.
Totally.
Or an I love you, man.
Yeah. And he's got his headphones on.
Hey,
He
guys.
orders a pumpkin spice.
But not too
pumpkin
hot. Not too
spice.
hot. It bruises my lips.
Dude, if I was ever with a friend and they ordered a pumpkin spice latte and I was with them, I would knock that fucking drink to the ground.
Here's the thing: you can only order drinks like that through the drive-through, because then nobody knows. They see a guy with tattoos that reaches his
barista
hand out, and they're
knows.
like, "Dude, that guy's tough." I bet he's drinking like a black coffee, extra burnt, because he's a man.
Because he's a man. Yeah.
What they don't know is that you just ordered a triple pumpkin spice latte, soy
Yeah.
latte, half calf,
Half calf.
half calf.
And they're yeah. I feel like they're listening to like, Call Me Maybe.
Oh yes, totally. The Barbie song.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, okay, I get it. Like you want to go do like your craft, like, drink from whatever craft barista place. But the problem is you go in there, and if you don't order something it takes a manual book to make, they look at you like you're dirt. Like, oh. So
It depends.
You just want
It
a lot.
depends.
So
I agree.
I went to this place up in Whidbey Island, and I just ordered a vanilla latte.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're a piece of shit for ordering a vanilla latte.
Fair enough. And so I'm there, and I order the vanilla latte, right? And they look at me, and it's this long pause. It felt like a century. It was a good 2 seconds. So they looked at me, paused, and they said, "You just want a vanilla latte."
Like,
And I said,
guys, the prophecy is true. He's here.
and I was like, and I don't know if I said it out loud or if I was thinking it, but I thought, should I be ordering something else?
Like you feel like you said something criminal.
Yes. And then they kind of like scoff, like, okay. And then, like,
All
this
right.
is a waste of my time. And then the good part is, so the drink costs like $6.
For vanilla latte.
And it still tasted
It's a piece of shit tax
like a vanilla.
latte.
And I just felt like, you know what? Starbucks is there for me. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going, it's like McDonald's,
Okay.
right? Like, it's a guilty pleasure. But at the end of the day, there's just those moments where a McChicken it's just right. There's just something just right about it. It's 1 a.m. and it's time for a McChicken.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. Let's be honest about this.
I
right?
agree.
Okay.
I
all
can
right.
see the world from your point of view.
Sure.
Now that you've pixelated it for me, I can see going to Starbucks and looking at it as McDonald's because it is like
Yep.
McDonald's
Totally.
of coffee. Okay,
Sure.
I respect that.
Yep.
But as a Northwest coffee snob,
Yeah.
I have to support the local business,
Don't
right?
say Stumptown, though. Don't do it.
No, because Stumptown,
It tastes burnt all the time.
it does taste burnt, and they're assholes.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like, if
they
I
are.
don't-
They're
if I
assholes.
don't walk in with a bow tie
right.
and I pedaled my bike there.
Yeah, and your
eating-
shirt's not tucked
eating
in all the way.
organic granola on the way over. It's like there's no respect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Like, are you wearing Nikes?
Yeah, like
How dare you?
Like they look at the sports logo on your hat, and you're just like, ugh.
it's like I
really
didn't
like that
I didn't
there?
do that.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's so much judgment. Not to you probably because you got melanin in your skin, and so like, so they can't be like that to a black guy because it's gonna come across as racist.
Now, Jarvis, I did have to say this. I said this earlier today.
Yep, go for
I
it.
said, Jarvis is not black.
Why are you looking around?
I said, well,
Jarvis isn't black.
I said he looks Hawaiian.
Oh, I get that a lot.
Yeah, that's what Nate was
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I told you. I told him the Aloha story.
What aloha story?
Was it Aloha? The senator was like Aloha or whatever
I don't remember that.
when they said goodbye.
And I
When
said,
was
you
that?
should have started singing You're
Yeah,
Welcome.
when they asked at work, when they asked if you were Hawaiian, you were like, "No, I'm not Hawaiian." And then you went to walk away and they said Aloha.
They did? I must not have heard it.
You're the one that told me this story.
You mentally
How
blocked
long
it
ago
out.
was it?
You're a piece of shit.
I honestly don't remember.
So this was before I started.
Oh. Oh yeah, I blocked it out of my memory.
And someone was like,
I don't remember.
It's painful. It's a painful moment.
that would suck to be like one race or like two races. Like
Yeah.
two contradict. Okay, so like you're Asian and black, and then people are telling you you're this completely different race that you're not, and then they say goodbye to you in that race that they think you are anyway after
Because
you
they didn't listen
corrected
to what
them.
you said, yeah. Well, like in my family, so
They're like
50%
aloha, and you're like sayonara.
50% of my family is Mexican. Mm-hmm. But they're like, you know.
Ew.
I know, right? But like half of them in Mexico like are redhead.
You know you're not supposed to be here, right?
Oh.
You're not even supposed to be here right now.
There's a lot of looks going on right now.
Yeah, we were getting
That's why I just don't look over there.
this dude earlier sat right over there and was taking pictures.
Of what? Us? Or
Yeah,
you guys?
yeah.
Really?
This is before you showed up.
Weird.
Yeah, help me eat those, dude, because I'm not gonna eat them all.
Jarvis needs to eat those.
I'm
Th-
good.
Those are delicious in garlic.
I know they're good.
Yeah, I know you know.
I've had them here.
We came here with Dustin and Mike, right?
Yeah.
That one night.
Oh.
We
The
skipped
Schneiders?
Yeah, we skipped out of work. We came here. We had a bunch
Hey,
of
But you
beer
stayed on the clock.
We went here in Growler Garage.
in the Growler Garage.
Yeah.
We just drank beer all night. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
Schneiders.
Yeah. I remember I got tossed out of a bar with Dustin and Mike.
Well, Mike is like 2% body fat, so he probably like smelled it, and then that was it.
Mike was slamming Long Island iced teas. like he probably had 4 to 5 Long Island iced teas and then ordered an Irish car bomb.
That's it?
And
Yeah, but the guy don't
dude,
have
you
any
saw
body fat.
you saw him.
He weighs 100 pounds.
Dude, he's like a mini bodybuilder.
Oh man.
And we went to this karaoke bar.
No.
Zoo.
You're thinking you might be mixing stories up,
Oh,
bro,
no,
because
shut
you
up.
took me.
Ballyhoo's?
I think it was Ballyhoo's.
I took you to Ballyhoo's?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we
that
went to
place is
Ballyhoo's.
awesome.
Where's that at?
It's not there anymore, but it's this little Irish pub.
Oh,
So
in resting memory.
Anyway, we got really loud.
Like here?
Yeah. So there was karaoke. I started making fun of the people who were doing karaoke.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard, and we were getting so loud. I don't remember what happened because it was kind of like your New Year's Eve story.
Okay.
I listened to that podcast, by the way, a couple days ago.
Did you?
So funny. It's episode 9 if you want to go back and listen. I couldn't really remember. Like, there was parts of the night missing because Dustin and Mike, I just wanted to go out and have a couple beers, and they were going out to, like, ruin their lives.
That's how it always should be.
Seriously, it was the biggest partying night. This is the last time I really was like drunk.
It's like one of those moments where you're like,
I'm never doing this again.
yeah.
You weren't drunk that night when you were making those margaritas?
Not
When
not really.
Trail?
Not like
Yeah.
no.
Not like plastered.
No, because here's the thing. I didn't drink one of those margaritas. You drank 2.
I did. Yeah.
4 shots of tequila in them. They were so good though, huh?
Yeah.
I make a mean margarita. Oh, you might have had one that I made.
Maybe.
But that wasn't the same night where Trell and Matt was over the stump.
The monster
That
fart.
wasn't that
We
night,
gotta
though.
name that fart.
That wasn't that night though.
Yes, it
That
was.
a different night.
No.
Where you made those margaritas?
Nope, same night. That's why Matt. Yeah, that was brutal.
So you're saying we had margaritas and then those shots and we had beer also?
Yeah,
That was all that same night?
yeah, we
I thought it
all.
was two different
Yeah, because
nights.
remember Matt brought like
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Matt brought.
Is that one mine?
Yes, it is.
Wait, let me look. Yeah, that's yours. No, that's mine.
Or where's mine? Did she really put the beers on your guys's?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's whatever.
Well, just tell them to take 2 beers off when we get up there. No, that was a different night. The margarita one? Because,
No.
yeah, I drove Trail home that night.
That was a different night.
That was margarita night.
Margarita night. Everybody stayed at my house. You guys all slept at my house.
You sure?
Yes, my family went to bed early, right? We stayed downstairs watching the fights. Matt shit through his pants.
Oh, man.
What? You weren't there for it. But when Ryan and I shared a room,
Ryan,
Oletsky,
saying names.
did I tell you about
I'll
that?
cut it out.
Okay. So this guy, we went up to camp and we ate this pizza, like a local pizza place.
Yeah.
So we set up for camp, all that. Well, that night we were there a day early. We're in bed and he's like, dude, my stomach is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I'm young in Jesus. So I'm like, let me pray for you. He's like, okay. So this is weird anyways, now that I'm thinking about it. So we're laying in bed in our boxers, and I got my hand on his shoulder praying. In bed. So in the room.
Same bed?
Same bed. But we're not facing each other, so, we're not.
Oh, just spooning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
worse, man. That's worse.
So,
One of you is facing away?
so in the bed next to us is this other guy, and older guy.
Just
and,
rando?
and he's passed out. So he's
Just a
sleeping.
rando guy?
No, I mean he's part of this.
Okay.
He's part of the
Okay.
church. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Was this
So-
a church camp?
yeah, so he's in
I
the other
wasn't
bed.
there.
He's passed out.
This is before I was still smoking like freaking boatloads of weed.
So he's passed out, and then so I pray for Ryan, and then he's like, dude, I got to fart so bad, man. I
Let her rip.
was like, dude, just do it. Like pull the sheet up and just go for it.
Let her rip in the Lord.
So it's just like, and I mean, it is. You can hear it. It has exited the building.
Oh. Ryan, you should have sat down for that one, bro.
He literally gave birth to a dead animal. right there. And then it was so bad, the guy next to us, he was snoring the whole time, comes out of a dead coma, jumps out of the bed, doesn't even acknowledge us, runs over to the sliding glass door, flings it open. He's got the blanket, and he's trying to fan it out. The guy was in the bed with, he jumps out, he grabs his briefs, runs into the bathroom, and then comes back out butt naked, holding his briefs, runs over to the janitor's closet, flings it into the closet. He said when he flung it, it hit the wall and stuck. So then he runs back in, takes a shower, because he said it jumped up his back.
Oh.
So
he didn't get it in the bed?
No. The Lord is good. So he runs. The next morning we go out there. He looks in the janitor's closet, and sure enough, it's still stuck to the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of a dick move.
That's like
why
baby
is that
poo
your
right
move?
there. I don't know.
Why is that your first move? If you're not drunk, you have no excuse to throw poop underwear against the wall unless you're mentally ill. You know? That's kind of a dick thing to do.
Dude,
I'm trying to get rid of it really
If
quick.
you're embarrassed, why would you want to plaster him up on the wall like a piece of art?
I mean, I just feel
in the
like
closet, you can close the door.
I feel like the
Throw 'em in the
moral
garbage.
The moral of the story really is you just don't eat pizza from there.
Yeah, or don't trust the fart.
Yeah, because it was violent. I mean, there was
Blah,
something.
blah, 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 blah,
There was like a 90-year-old man that came out that night.
Oh.
I mean, it was bad.
Like you exorcised a demon.
Dude, brutal.
Do you remember the night that you and me and Sean went to the pig barbecue place down here?
Yeah.
Right down the street?
Yep.
That was your birthday.
That was my birthday. That was my birthday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That was in our short time here in Olympia together. All of us.
And then me and Sean bought a shot for you or something, and it was like $17 for the shot. I was like,
For
give me
one
the
shot?
Yeah. I don't remember what it
kind of
was.
shot was it?
It was like Henny, I think. Some,
$17 Henny.
Hydrogen peroxide? I don't know.
yeah, it was like some Henny, I
Just
think.
pure rubbing alcohol.
I don't know what it was. It was like $17 though. We probably got screwed.
It was worse when we went to that one.
So then we left that place and we went to Jake's,
Okay.
and I ordered him a pink.
There was so much judgment in that very look. He's like,
All
okay.
right. Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what's funny though is me and Jarvis. Sometimes when we go to dinner, Jake's is always in the mix for where should we go to
Because
dinner?
of this guy.
Jake's
He said they
for
have
all our
good food. You said they have good food.
they
right?
have amazing food. They have tachos that are phenomenal, and they're hot dogs.
Why can't they just call tacos?
No tachos.
I know.
Tater tot nachos.
Oh, okay.
Dude, instead of the nacho chips, they have tater tots,
Okay. All right.
and they're crazy good. They're crazy good. But I remember that night we left Jake's, and I shoved you into that parked car. Do you remember?
So shoving is a light word. It was a body check from a professional hockey player.
I didn't mean to make it crazy.
I borderline flipped over the car.
He went over the hood of the car and landed in Legion way.
Damn.
But for all our listeners, Jake's is a gay bar in Olympia, Washington, and it serves amazing food.
Like
And it's
tachos.
really expensive, like tachos.
Yeah, like tachos. Yeah, but the Euro place right next door is really good.
The what place?
The Euro spot.
Oh, yeah.
The G spot.
Yeah, that's good.
It's possible that Jarvis has a terrible memory.
Yeah, it is possible.
Well, no, I've never been to Jake's. I've never went.
No,
there
we never
Yeah.
went. We've walked by,
Oh,
in
you
the
should
Euro
go.
spot.
and then we always go to the Euro spot.
Yeah, that place is good.
Very nice place.
Yeah.
The Euro spot.
No,
Jake's?
Jake's.
Okay.
Oh
Real down to earth.
Oh gosh, that's where Sean had his first kiss.
Sean McEwen.
Sean McEwen,
It's
Celerity Credit Union.
That's right.
Sean McEwen, first kiss, Jake's Gay Bar.
Okay.
What year
Also,
would that
first
be?
love. I mean, it was like, it was quite the moment.
2012?
Yeah. He's not even here and he's getting brutalized.
Oh, he's just getting owned. Okay, so one of the questions I asked Andy was, what sucks lately?
The Seahawks.
Oh, good one. That's a good one, man.
But who did they play this last Sunday though?
LA?
Rams,
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I mean, we came
Dude.
close, but fell short again.
Oh, gosh. It's looking like Seahawks of old. You're right.
Yeah.
Seahawks do suck lately.
they do.
What are some pet peeves? This is one of the things that I tried to... You know what's interesting is that we got all these subscribers, and I can't get people to engage online, but that's okay because they listen to our podcast. So, but like, what are some of your pet peeves that aren't like traditional pet peeves?
But really quick, you should make a T-shirt with your faces on it, and then you'll like once a week give that away with like your signatures on it.
That's actually a good
Like an
idea.
autograph.
That's something that I've been thinking about is doing like
Japan, would you like to see that? Denmark, Ireland,
you just named
Zimbabwe.
like 4 countries that
Antarctica.
don't listen to us that we haven't tapped into yet.
Dubai. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get real here.
I wonder if Dubai listens to us.
Thailand.
They do. It's illegal, but yes, they do.
That's a good idea, though.
Could you imagine if you guys were outlawed in like countries? Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
I think we probably are.
That'd be cool. To be like on the hit list.
No, what?
I mean,
Think about what you just said. That'd be cool to be on a hit list.
but
Like
I mean, it's not
someone's
like you're-
legit trying to kill
I mean, we already
us.
talked about this. Like the Taliban ain't coming after you; they're coming after Phil Bentz.
But I mean, I'm
You
a
guys are
quick.
fine.
Here's the deal: on the way to Phil Bentz, I'm a quick stop.
It's true.
I'm not gonna like. What am I gonna do against the Taliban? I'm not trained.
You're gonna send Roman after him.
I'm not. Yeah, send my son. What's he gonna do? Like do an Irish jig? Just shoot him?
Oh,
Yep,
man.
dance battle, man.
Yeah.
And, so we're talking about pet peeves.
Yeah, pet peeves. What is a pet peeve you have? Like a legit pet peeve where you would be like, fuck
Like
you.
instantly, your skin starts to just
Yes.
become irritable. Like,
Yeah.
Like just something.
Do you want me to start off?
Sure, do it.
When someone hands me something.
Hands you something?
Yeah. I hate it
Why?
when someone hands
Like
me
if
something.
I just went like this and just handed my phone over to you, that would drive
No,
me
no, no.
nuts.
No. So like if I'm
what I
doing something,
I'm like, dude.
if I'm doing something and my and my wife like so I have these sugar packets on the
Okay.
table and I'm doing something like I'm washing just whatever.
So you're busy doing something.
Yeah, I'm busy doing something. I'm always like, hey, take care of these sugar packets. Okay, I will. And she picks them up and she hands them to me.
Like
thank
asserting them, like you're going to do this right now.
Yeah, I hate that.
Okay.
I hate
Yeah,
that.
that's fair.
Like no matter what.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Like when someone hands me something. Ugh. It's like, here, put this away. I'm like, no.
I will when I said I was.
Yeah,
going.
go ahead and set it on the counter.
Yeah.
I won't touch it. Dude, I'll avoid that thing like the plague.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of mine. That's not a traditional.
Jarvis, what about you, man?
really have any? Oh,
You have to have a pet
people
peeve.
people messing with my food.
Oh,
Like, what does that mean, though?
You
Like,
put my bread in the freezer
what did I do?
that one day. I thought it was gonna be frozen as hell.
What did I do?
It was during lunch. You put my bread in the freezer. I hate people messing with my food.
I don't remember that. Are you sure that was me?
Yeah, it was totally you. I got mad for a sec, but it wasn't frozen, so I was cool with it.
I don't remember
I don't
that.
like people messing
was it
with my
frozen? It was kind of chewy.
That's kind of a dick move. I'm sorry, Jarvis.
food. No, it's all good. I thought you'd remember that.
Nah.
No, I was mad for maybe about 5 minutes, but
You were?
it went away. Yeah,
Are you sure that was me?
it was totally you.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like me.
All right. So I'll say one.
Okay.
You can unload, bro.
Yeah.
I can edit shit out.
So, okay, a couple things. 20 to be exact.
Bitches. I hate. I'm just kidding.
I hate it when people don't use the turn signal.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're sitting behind them,
Yeah.
you come up to a three-way stop,
Yep.
and you have no idea what's going on. And then, because some people, they're pretty immediate at starting to turn or go straight or whatever,
Yeah.
but they kind of crawl out there.
Right.
Oh,
Or people that come up to the stop sign. It's a busy intersection, and they're waiting for like the perfect moment to get into the road. So they're like, when all they had to do is barely just accelerate a little bit more than they would normally, they could have easily got in there. No. We're gonna wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait this thing out.
And then you see the light turn yellow.
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There is no moment that's
Right.
coming, and the rest of us are waiting.
Yeah.
Or you go and you've been waiting in line the whole time. You finally get up. You're one person away from getting checked out at the grocery store, and someone is there and they're using their debit card like they've never used it before.
Right. Like
ever.
what is this machine?
So do I put the chip in?
What are we from the future?
When do I put the pin in? What is our pin number?
Wait, what's a pin?
And it's
A pin?
somebody pulls a checkbook out from 1952 and they're gonna write you a check.
I
Like,
hate
do those
that.
still exist?
Yeah,
I
I
hate
still
that.
do it.
Come on.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't.
That would be funny.
And then
I'm gonna bring it back, writing checks for everything.
so the teller or the checker pushes enter the last time the transaction is over, and then the famous words come out. Oh, wait a minute. I have a coupon for that.
And they have to cancel. Oh,
That is
gosh.
the moment where lives will end.
Yeah, you just want to go. No, piece of shit. Your time is done. Your
You
time is
had
done. You
30
go
minutes
home.
of my life.
Yeah, go home.
This is
Well,
dumb.
Like,
you know
you're
how
on
to
my
resolve
time
that,
now.
though?
Give them $1.
In-store pickup. You don't have to worry about that.
But I don't trust people. Like, they're going to give me some bruised bananas. They're going to give me that organic lettuce with the bugs in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I ain't got time for that.
True.
Here's a question. What was the last fight that you had with your wife about?
History. Nate always asks me this.
I
don't know.
do?
You always ask me. It's like, I think he thinks that we never fight.
I do. Because you never tell me you fight. And
That's true.
and me and Kat, like when we fight, everybody knows.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they
It's just
literally
like-
strap up with gloves. Nate always ends up crying in a fetal position. Cat kicks his shoes off onto Nate's face.
Like she just kicks me so hard in the ribs and then fucking walks over my lifeless body, flicks on the TV.
Gives a high five to the kids and then walks out. That's a good question. What did we fight about lately?
Oh, shut the fuck up, you know.
I think it was probably something about like Christmas or maybe one of our events that we're going to be doing, like, you know, because the thing with us is like, at least in my mind, which is it's probably not true at all, right? Like, it's kind of one of those moments like when you're a kid, you think when you run, like you're running so fast, but like when you're an adult and you're
Right.
watching a kid run, they're like barely moving.
Right.
It's like one of those things.
Yeah.
So in my mind, like in the church world, we're like moving so fast and we're so busy, so we don't talk about it a lot. And so I just make it happen. Well, she's like, well, why don't you talk about me? You know, talk about it. With me.
Right.
Because we're moving so fast.
We're just doing. We're
yeah,
doing.
but everybody else is watching like, dude, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, so it's probably most likely it's that. I would say it's probably that. So yeah,
Okay.
it's the only time we've ever fought in our entire lives, though.
I'm trying to think of what the last thing that I fought with Kat about was. Dude, we don't fight that much anymore. And when we do, we end up making each other laugh, so it kind of like,
Yeah,
because we're kind of at that place in life where it's,
like, does this really matter?
yeah. Dude, I'm doing ribs for Thanksgiving.
Ribs? Like chicken ribs?
No,
No, I'm joking.
chicken. That sounds disgusting.
It lasts a half a second. There's like nothing to it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm doing some ribs, man. I'm doing 4 racks of ribs.
Libs.
Libs.
He's living it.
From Jake's?
This is what living is.
You guys always do non-traditional
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
Yep,
Yeah.
we do non-traditional Thanksgiving just about every year. One year we did, well, sometimes we do Mexican food.
Yeah, we've done that. Yeah.
Sometimes we do pizza.
I was gonna say you're not gangster unless you do pizza for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've done
Well,
pizza.
I
Like
guess I'm not
delivery.
gangster.
Dude, the year that we
Like delivery. or you do like a Like an all-you-can-eat buffet or something.
Oh yeah.
Just killing it.
You know, speaking of, we did Golden Corral last night.
No, you didn't.
I'm not bragging.
Last night?
Yeah, last night.
Oh,
We
where'd
went
you
to
guys go on Monday?
We went to Golden Corral. Monday night we went.
All right, they went twice, all right?
We didn't go anywhere Monday.
So you lied to me.
No, we were headed out.
He lied.
It
He
happens.
lied.
I didn't lie to you.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear this excuse.
They were going, and then the building caught fire. Then Stan Lee died, and then, I mean...
So we went to Golden Corral on Monday.
I thought you said last night.
Hold on. We went to Golden Corral on Monday.
Okay.
And there was a line from the door all the way out to the parking lot because veterans eat for free from like 5 to 9. So we were like, hey, kids.
Daddy's going to pretend like he's a veteran. And you guys wait in the car. I'm going to eat really quick, and I'll be back.
I'm going to walk in limping.
Talk about the days of old.
Yeah. Point to my appendix scar is like proof of
Oh, man. Shrapnel.
war injuries. That was a wrap, bro.
He was good.
What time was it? Like 7?
No.
5:30, bro. What's the judgment about? It's been a
What is all
long
this?
day. It's Veterans Day, man.
Like 9?
It's probably 9:30.
Fellas, I got to go in like 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes?
What time
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
already almost 3.
Dude, it's only 3. You said 3:30.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, 3:30.
Yeah.
He's lying to you.
He's lying to me? I'm lying to him?
Did I say 3:30?
You said 3:30.
All right.
It's like weird air, huh? So I want to do some word association with you.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to throw a word out there. You're going to give me your immediate reaction.
If you are a psychologist that's listening in right now, I do not want to know what's wrong with me.
You're just gonna tell me your first thought, okay?
All right.
Don't think, no time, nothing, okay? Your
Yep.
immediate knee-jerk reaction to these words, okay? You ready?
Death. Oh, wait a minute. We're not yet. We're not there yet. All right.
First word, ready? Barbecue.
Pig.
Okay, that's a good one. Why pig, you think?
Because it sounds good right now.
Pork is like the best thing to
It is.
barbecue.
Beef is fun, but temperamental. You can't mess up pork. It's
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah. It's super easy to mess up a brisket.
True. Nate, by the way, is probably one of the best barbecuers in Washington State, and no one knows
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
Just saying.
Dude, I'm so excited to do ribs for Thanksgiving. Next word, you ready?
Yep.
Gay.
Person.
Yeah?
Okay.
Just saying.
Given humanity. Okay.
Yep, person.
Okay. I like that. You ready? Incel.
I don't know. Flashlight. I don't know what that is. Duracell?
Oh, God. You know what an incel is?
No.
I don't know. What
An
is it?
incel is like a person who has accepted the fact that
Flashlight.
that they're. I thought you said fleshlight.
No. Flashlight.
Oh. It would have been better if you said fleshlight because an incel is a person who like has accepted the fact that they'll never find romantic love.
Oh, man.
Right.
Totally.
But they do
God.
look pretty similar. Flashlight.
Yeah.
I think it's the purpose.
Right. Okay. Next word. Mexican.
Sombrero.
Oh, good one. Okay. Next word. Evergreen.
Tree, but then the close second was church.
Oh gosh. Okay. Jimmy.
It's Wade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Wade.
I thought you were gonna say gay. I thought you were gonna go back.
Jimmy Wade.
Oh man. You and one of the other topics you said was like fitness.
Or lack thereof.
So if trainers walked in,
Yep.
just by the way, our Instagram, we have hundreds, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds
Yeah.
of fitness models that follow our Instagram, and they're legit fitness models.
Wow.
So shout out to them. But if you look
hey,
at
everybody.
us, if you look at me, then you wouldn't the word or association with me would not be fitness.
All right.
It
Yep.
would probably be beer.
But me, on the other hand,
But Jarvis is
But
chiseled
Jarvis
of stone.
is a specimen. like the statue of David.
Perfection isn't quite encompassing, but close.
No.
It's very close.
Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
thank you.
But we have hundreds of fitness instructors
All right.
and
Yeah.
like influencers that follow our Instagram page.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Woke up
Very.
one morning, it was like hundreds and hundreds of followers but they were like all Instagram people.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, it was all Instagram fitness people, women.
All right.
And I was telling my wife, like, why would that be? And she's like, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to throw health and fitness. Like, she said this to me. She goes, it's interesting that health and fitness is always getting thrown up in your face. It's all these like Instagram profiles, because that's all I see is like ass and titties.
That's how they make. That's how they get the followers.
Like hundreds of gorgeous women
Huh. Weird.
follow the Tipsy
Tipsy
Polock.
Polock. All right. Well, because you guys are quite the specimens.
Dude, my buttons are like barely hanging on.
I thought you were going to slap your belly.
You got that in the
Right?
microphone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. There you go.
Dang. Harder.
That just got heard in Sweden.
In Sweden. Y'all just heard that. So I have a friend in LA.
Yep.
He's a trainer.
Yep.
And he put on this, it's called the Water Challenge. Basically what he said is, you take your weight. And I said, that's a big number.
All right. Yep.
He said, cut it in half. I'm like, still a big number. And you try and drink that many ounces of water a day. Cut out the sodas, all that stuff. Drink that many ounces of water a day, or shoot for that many ounces of water a day for the next month.
Yep.
Don't change your diet. Don't change your exercise. I'm like, perfect. So I'm doing that, right? At work, they give us cases of water bottles. Every day on this challenge, he sends us like little notes that are like, oh, you're doing great. You know, we're on day 2. And then it'll have some like fun little fact about the body is 70% water. And if you're, dehydrated, blah, blah, blah. This, and then, day 3 at 1% dehydration, this is what happens. You'll feel a little bit slower mentally. You have more of a chance of cramping and blah, blah, blah. I'm drinking almost a case of water a day,
Wow.
right? Like probably 3/4 of a case of water a day. I'm not changing anything else,
That's
but
a lot of water.
I'm drinking a lot of water. A lot.
Yep.
On day 12, he sends out this little note that says BPAs found in plastic water bottles have been linked to certain types of cancer. And so I message him, and I'm like, dude,
Bro, that's all I've been drinking.
like, I've been drinking water from the shittiest plastic in production for the past 12 days. I probably drank 32,000 water bottles in the past 12 days. And I just now get by the way, your plastic water bottles is going to get you sick as fuck. Text from you? Like, that's day 1. That's not day 12 shit.
Yeah. You have to warn people, drink water for something
Like,
else.
oh, you're doing the water challenge for your health, day 12, you're going to die.
Drink it from the dog bowl, not the water bottle.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
So how do you feel?
That's funny.
I actually feel a lot better. Like, my mentality, like, my cognitive function is a lot sharper. My physical response is a lot better. I don't have a lot of swelling in my feet or whatever, but it feels a lot better.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah. What about your lack of fitness?
Well, so here's the thing is I work out every day. Like, I go to the gym every day, but I eat terrible.
So what?
Right. So there are some people, right? They have like 6-pack abs. They're like cut from marble. They're like Greek
Yep.
gods, and they're eating cheeseburgers.
That's my cross to bear.
Right. Yeah. And they barely work out. You remember.
Will Harris?
No. Andy.
Rogers.
Yes. He
Yep.
would come into the YMCA with a bag of Big Macs.
Yeah.
Right. I
He'd be
remember that.
crushing Big Macs, and the guy was cut from marble.
Yeah. Yeah. He unfriended me on Facebook.
Aw, really?
Yeah, he said I was racist.
Aw, sad.
I know.
You
Like,
are.
don't tell
but,
my Mexican wife.
You know, it's just one of those things. Like, and then now you see all these fads, right? Like you see like keto. You see, Atkins is kind of coming back.
Right.
And, South Beach, and you see all these things gluten
He
free.
named keto, and then 2 other diets from like the early 2000s.
Well, and then you got the whole gluten thing.
Okay, right. Gluten.
Yep. This mysterious
Vegan is
enzyme
making a
thing.
huge
Yeah, vegan. Like we're just gonna eat zucchinis all day.
plant base, right?
Hey, it tastes like lasagna. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It
Stop lying to
tastes like
yourself.
boiled zucchini
It tastes like shit.
with a lot of cheese.
Right.
Whatever devil you got out by
Yeah.
getting rid of the meat, you added it to cheese.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't.
Give me a meat pizza, please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, for sure.
and so it's like that weird struggle, right? Like, why can't we just be normal, live a normal life? Like, I'm sure, like, you probably shouldn't eat out every day. I'm sure you probably shouldn't, drink alcohol every day. You probably shouldn't be doing those things. But don't make a substitute and make it sound like it's way better, because it
Yeah.
ain't better.
Right.
It's like the whole, like, sweet and low thing, right? Sweet and low, then there was Equal, then there was raw sugar,
Yeah.
then there was Splenda, then there was xylitol, and it's like, you ever heard of xylitol?
No, that sounds like a disease.
Yeah, it's like meth. No, there's xylitol, which is like here's the thing: it's called xylitol with an X. It's a
Yeah.
chemical, so
Yeah.
it's a chemical derivative. It's a sweetener, just like all the rest of them, but allegedly it's better. So they demonize one chemical to sell another chemical. Give it a year, they'll demonize that, and they'll create another one.
Yeah.
And another
Here's
one.
my question though: who's still eating Equal?
I had an Equal the other day.
Did you really? Did you really?
Yeah, it was there. Like, we had a packet, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use this to get rid of it, because I'm a cheapskate like that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna just
Dude,
throw it away. I'm gonna use it.
the worst, the lowest I'll go into the dumpster is Sweet and Low.
Sweet and Low's tough. Those pink packets.
Yeah.
How about the liquid?
No, I feel like Equal is worse, man.
It's all bad. I mean, it's just crystallized cancer. It's fine.
Yeah. It is bad.
This is bad. I mean, but the thing is, I have gone down that road so far. I can't just drink a normal Coca-Cola.
Why?
It's like guilt.
I'll tell you this, I cut out all diet sodas and I'm the only
Just
time
standard sodas.
I really don't drink soda.
Okay.
But when I do, it's regular and it tastes amazing.
Just Long Island iced teas.
But it's
I don't
strong
know,
as
I
hell,
don't-
though. That carbonation after you haven't had a soda in a while.
Yeah.
Man.
Bam.
Cuz you don't drink soda either. Yeah, I don't really drink soda either, but when I do, it's a regular soda. I don't drink diet anymore.
Huh.
And then when I do try
You just don't even do it. Huh.
especially being on this water thing,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to drink a soda.
Right.
It's a regular soda. It's weird.
Unless you eat out, like fast food.
Even still, dude, me and my
soda.
wife went to Burger King the other day,
Oh.
and I had tea.
Well, I usually get like Powerade or something.
Yeah. But
Alright.
I had a tea. My second choice was going to be Powerade.
I don't know. So, anyways, I go to the gym every day, and then you see these people walk in, and obviously they go to a CrossFit gym. I mean, here's the truth. You two know what I'm saying. You can tell who CrossFits.
Dude, I used CrossFit.
I can't afford it. That's the only reason I don't go.
It
Like,
is really expensive.
and I know that the CrossFitters listening to this are like, you cannot not afford it, and it's
Right.
like, no, I can.
Is your health worth?
Yeah, right. You need this. No, I don't.
No, I don't. I want beer.
But they all look the
I
same.
want you to shut the fuck up.
Like, somehow women that do CrossFit, either they're super overweight and that's just how they're gonna look the whole time,
Yeah.
or they're like blonde and redhead. and they're like chiseled out of rock, you know.
I went
True.
when I was going to CrossFit. One of the last times I went, this chick beat the shit out of me on my workout. that was it, man. I was like, fuck this.
Nate's crying and throwing up.
I don't need any more. I don't need any more of like a kick in my self-esteem. Dude, the first time I went,
talking about his childhood and stuff. It was
yeah,
weird.
the
Like,
first
they never
time, the
touched the
first
weight.
time I went, I was throwing up in the alley.
Oh,
And
man.
you had a shortcut at that time, right?
Yeah, I was
And they
shortcutting.
were still beating you?
They were beating my ass, and I was like cutting through like everybody. They were like, "All right, run around the block now." So we went out, we went outside of this warehouse, and we're running. It's like it's right over here. Like literally, if you go out this door and across, it's right there.
Oh man,
So we went out the street.
you guys should make Nate CrossFit live on.
Oh fuck, dude! You wouldn't hear anything. You would hear, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." So I went out of the warehouse, and they're like, "All right, run!" And it was like after lifting a bunch of weights, and they're like, "Okay, run!" And so we like ran around.
Were they like cheering you on when you're doing it?
Yeah. So like we ran around the block, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this, man. And they're like, you can't do this. And they're like, all right, fine. You, like, okay, there's like 15 of us, right? But you, they point at me, you get a shortcut through the alley, which like cuts
man.
the run in half, right?
You're still last.
I'm still dead last. And on the this is my first day. Day one.
Yeah.
Day one.
So wait a minute, you quit day one?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is day one.
I was like,
So they run around the block and they still beat me. And on the very last one, I stop and I'm like, and I throw up in the alleyway. And I'm just like hurling, right?
oh,
I finish the workout and I'm laying there like they do on Instagram. You see all the people laying there and they're like sweat angels, right? So I'm like laying there and I'm like, okay, fine, I made it. Like I felt accomplished,
yep.
you know, even though they let me cheat a little bit. And I go home and I get so sick. I got so sick.
Like flu sick?
You like flu sick.
Oh, like your whole immune system just crashed.
Like, okay, if this is what this guy is about, we're done.
How
We're
long
out
are
of-
these workouts?
Huh?
How long are these workouts?
Like 23, 25 minutes.
Like total?
Yeah, probably.
It's just, but it's like
It's like,
you-
go,
you don't
go,
stop, yeah.
go. It's like, and everybody else is like finishing their shit so fast.
2 minutes into it, you're all.
Yeah. Everybody, no, this is how bad it
You're just
was.
wheezing.
After the workout, after the warm up,
Yeah.
because you walk in and they're like, okay, this is what you do. You go over to this board and you look at these things and then you do these things. Okay, just do that. And so I did it, and I'm like, my heart rate's like through the roof. I'm like checking my Fitbit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart
Your
rate.
Fitbit shuts down.
Dude, I'm sweating.
It's like,
I'm
nope.
sweating. Yeah, I'm sweating. My titties are sweating. Like everything, I'm crying, you know. And they're like, okay, warm-ups are done. And I'm like, what? What the?
All right, that was the end of stretching.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
seriously. And so then they brought us over and they're like, okay, we're going to do this many squats, this many whatever, this whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we're going to finish with basically a mile of sprints.
Just for the record, sprints are not meant to be a mile long. A sprint is
well,
from
I'm not conditioned for that.
Taco Bell to the bathroom.
I'm not conditioned for that. I'm like conditioned to sit and do a podcast and drink beer. Like, that's what my body's made for. That's what my
This is life calling.
and so the you know the thing goes off and everybody takes off and I see them like go into like this like turn into this small little dot and then disappear around the corner, and then I'm still like huffing and puffing my fat ass down the sidewalk, right? And so I go around the thing and I don't come back in time before they're already off again.
Oh, man.
And so they're like, oh, go ahead and cut through the alley. So I'm like, okay. So like I go out and like I'm pushing myself because all these girls and these fucking old men and shit are like beating my ass.
Person in a wheelchair.
Yeah, they're like beating my ass in this thing. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna give up. So like last time I went around and threw up in the alleyway, and then went home and got sick. And then I went to work, and I was like, I can't do this. I had to call in sick to work. I had to go home from work.
He sure did call in.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm going home. I don't feel good. And that was oh. And then but then I went back to CrossFit, and I did it for like what 2-3 months, something like that.
Okay.
And
Well, I was
then-
gonna say, I mean, the good news is after a workout like that, you're rewarded with like a little $6 gluten-free bar
No, I wasn't.
that you get to chew on, like a piece of
I
cardboard.
didn't get anything. When did they give that?
I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't give me anything.
High five.
No, they didn't even give me a high five. I always felt weird. Like I showed up and I felt like they looked at me like the guy who
Like,
was.
oh no, this is gonna mess our gym up.
Yeah. Oh, we can't take pictures of this guy or let him. Yeah.
They could take a before and then after.
A before and then they Photoshop the after.
Before and then my after's fatter.
Is that Chris Hemsworth right there?
Yeah, no, that's not Nate. That's not that guy.
I know Nate. That's not him.
I saw that guy at Safeway. He's a fat tub of shit. He's still fat.
He had Jimmy Dean sausages in his basket.
He's still way fat. Like he's eating terrible. There's yeah, so that was my last like CrossFit experience. Was like, yeah. And Rob
Yep.
was telling me like, hey, you know, make sure he was giving me some good solid advice, and just like I just didn't get, you know, I didn't get
Like you didn't get taken care of.
no,
at
I
it?
didn't get taken care of. Like I got broke. I would go back though.
Would you?
Yeah.
All right. Like you'd go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jarvis, would you try it? Would you like experience that? Like what he just explained? Would you say like, yeah, I'll give that a shot?
Nope.
Nope. All
I
right.
do actually want to see him try it. Like
Who
right
doesn't?
now.
Who doesn't want to
right
see
now.
I feel like if you guys want 50 Japanese subscribers, you need to film it.
Oh yeah.
Like literally get like one of the GoPro cams like in your face
Well-
if you're like running.
Well, Andrew, part of the
That'd be
reason
funny.
why
That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
He's eating a bunch of fries with ranch dripping down his face as we're talking about CrossFit.
the garlic fries.
But don't worry, they're gluten-free garlic fries, gluten-free ranch. You guys ever tried calorie-free? Calorie-free
Wait, why'd you guys get
dressing.
a water? How'd you guys get a water? I didn't get a water.
I asked for one.
I asked for water too.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just bring me water? Like, why would you make me feel left out?
Well, she remembered you from the CrossFit gym, and then you were a quitter. So
Water's
No
not
water
for
for you.
quitters.
water's not for
No.
quitters. Water's for a worker.
That's brutal. Anyway, no, you asked me something.
Oh, calorie-free salad dressing.
That's
Is
not
it
even
the
a truth.
Spritz
No,
stuff?
it's literally like it's goo.
No.
goo.
So it's made.
no
The
such-
base
no.
is mushroom. Like it's like this mushroom stuff, and it literally has zero
Mushrooms
caloric
have
value.
calories though.
Zero
I
caloric.
don't believe that shit.
How does it
I don't
taste,
believe that
though?
shit.
It tastes like
Like a.
you know when you open like. Have you ever smelled when somebody opens a can
Have you
of
ever
dog
walked
food?
into a room after
That's
two
what it
people?
smells
That's
like.
literally what it tastes like.
Have you ever walked into a room after two people have had sex?
Okay, go.
It
Keep on
smells
going.
like the dumpster behind Red Lobster.
So literally, if someone opens a can of dog food,
Yeah.
that's literally what it tastes like.
Oh,
What
It's
the
awful.
heck?
Like
oh,
worst thing. But hey, here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you got
Oh.
people eating that trash, right?
okay, right.
But then you get other fools. They're like eating Whoppers on their way to the gym, and they're killing it.
You want to know why? Muscle.
Is it though?
Yes, muscle. Muscle eats fat for breakfast, bro. That's
I
why
eat
you
fat
have.
for breakfast too. So now what?
Yeah, this is so dumb that I'm talking about this right now. But My friends with six packs tell me.
I heard.
Oh god, shit.
Yeah, but
They say if you
proceed.
really want to lose weight and keep it off, you need to weight train and forget about not forget about cardio, but don't stress about cardio. You need to build muscle because muscle will eat that fat.
But really, I mean, it has to be what you eat too. Like you got to eat.
Oh.
You got to eat a certain way.
You can't
got
eat
to.
like a tub of shit that you are. You know.
Right.
Why didn't I get a glass of water?
Ah, you don't like it. You don't like the water. You had water. You had 3 glasses of water.
That's upsetting. Oh. Okay.
Fun fact: back in early 2000s, Silverdale, Washington was voted best drinking water from the tap in the whole country.
Okay, so where are these voting things? Because I never got to vote on that.
I don't know.
And did any of our listeners vote in that?
It's
poll?
like the whole thing of like, who's they? They say,
Right.
you know, and then you
Yeah.
fill in the blank. Like, who is they? Who's the clan
Right.
that decides these things?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
It was
they
voted
say.
on? It was voted?
I guess. I mean, there was a ballot or something. I don't know.
I didn't see it. I didn't get
I
a
didn't get
say.
one. I will admit, though, Silverdale, Washington water is pretty legit.
Is it?
It is.
I drink tap water.
I mean, their water is amazing.
I don't.
Jarvis likes cancer from the bottle.
What does
Crystal
that say?
Springs.
Where?
Your phone.
Oh, that's my wife.
What does it say?
It says beautiful brandy.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What did you think it said?
Let's see what kind of shit he says now.
Hey, just about, yeah.
Are you
Finishing up the
leaving?
segment.
Are you freaking leaving? You need to be on the
How's
road
it
like
going?
10 minutes ago. What'd she want, Andy?
Well, she and I both thought that I was done at 3.
She was checking on you?
Yep. So Tipsy Polock, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you,
course.
Denmark and Sweden
Sweden.
and Maine.
LA.
LA.
We have a lot of listeners in LA.
All right.
Actually.
Yep, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I feel like that's where the magic happens.
Yep. And Arkansas. You need Arkansas.
We do need Arkansas. We need
Don't we have Arkansas? We
You should
do
have
Arkansas.
Texas. I feel like
we do have
Texas would be
Arkansas.
good for you.
We have Texas too.
Okay. Florida?
No.
Ooh.
We need to tap into the Florida market.
Cubano.
Yeah, we probably need to have more Hispanic jokes.
Yep. Yep, that would be good.
That'd be great.
You need to come to Portland, and you need to come to Portland too.
I love Portland.
I have been there.
Oh yeah, you went down for we ate at Salvador Molly's,
Yep. On your birthday.
and it was average. It was
Yeah.
okay.
You need to go to the breakfast bar.
What?
The breakfast bar.
What did you just say to me?
You need to go to the breakfast bar.
What do you mean? Where?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's called the breakfast bar.
I've been to Mother's Cafe.
It's outside of downtown Portland.
Okay.
Kind of like a coffee bar.
Okay.
Killer breakfast.
Lots of hookers.
Yes, and they're free.
What? Sign me up.
Just keep your eyes closed.
No. What
All
are
right.
they gonna, What are they gonna do when we run out of this place without paying?
It's gonna
Blame
be
it on
odd.
me.
Yeah. All of us.
Just arrest me.
The trick is you just
Jarvis is getting shot.
You gotta
There's
act
no
like you're-
arresting. There's no arresting for people. You're the shade darker.
This is America.
Yeah.
You need to like just before you leave though, you like go say hi to everybody like you know them.
Yeah.
So then they try to pin the bill to everybody else.
You're like, yeah.
No, you need to pay for them. I don't know who they are. Yeah, you're friends with them. I watched you.
I watched that shit go down. Guys, I'm gonna level with you. I didn't bring any money. Just ordered tons of beer.
Oh man.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna shoot you straight. I didn't bring my wallet. Oh gosh.
All right, Andy out.
Are you out?
I gotta go.
Oh well, it's been fun. Thanks for the
See
goodbye.
ya.
Like, we can't say goodbye.
I said thank you, Tipsy Polock.
Okay.
Thank you for the sweet, sweet memories.
Yeah. No. Thanks for being on the Tipsy Polock. We love you and
Yeah. Jarvis, it was great hanging again.
Yeah, same with you, man.
It was
All right.
fun. Come down to Portland soon.
Yes.
You and Brandy and Denali.
Yep. I'll bring the redhead.
For real.
Yeah.
That
We
would
talked about it.
It would be awesome to see you guys.
You just tell us, like, your guys' schedule is a lot more complicated than ours. Like,
not really. Like, if you,
His is.
mine is, but I can
Yeah.
always. I have so many vacation and sick time hours that I can work it out. It would be fun. Let me see your hair one time. Okay, just check and put it back on. I just wanted to see. I didn't know.
it's a fairly good fade.
It is a good
It's
fade.
not-
Did you do it to yourself?
No, it's a Korean that does it.
You know what's funny is everybody goes to Koreans.
Yeah.
Even Jarvis. Jarvis
They're
goes
just so
to Korean.
consistent.
Not anymore.
They don't have sick days.
Yeah, you do.
You're stupid. Just shave my own head. I was like, what?
Hold
That
on.
was a good one.
Let's see that cool skin, buddy. You gotta hold it. You gotta hold the mic. Ooh, it's almost like tree bark. That's cool. So what's new? What's new, Jarvis? Now it's the new season of the Tipsy Polock. This is kind of our first official episode, and we're gonna try and figure out how to do all the other episodes and stuff.
I know. Should we do it on the actual podcast? Figure out?
Yeah, let's figure it out. One of the things that I want to ask our listeners to do is if you enjoy our podcast, if you enjoy this podcast, tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about it. Share our content with your friends and talk about us on social media. Just tell somebody about it. Drop this podcast in their ear.
Yep.
You don't have to do anything else. Just tell somebody about it. Tell somebody to listen to us. And we are going to start some... I think that's a good idea, starting some giveaways.
Yeah. Do the T-shirt thing
Uh-huh.
that Andy was talking
Like
about.
with our logo.
Yeah.
You
Our
know?
Yeah, our logo or our faces.
Or our faces. I kind of like our faces. The Tipsy Polock.
Yeah, you know which one I'm referring to, right? That
The one with
picture?
you and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. The one that's on our Instagram?
Yep.
Yep, I like that too. So I think maybe we're going to stay tuned, Tipsy Polock listeners, for our latest giveaway.
Yeah. It'll be awesome.
Yep, it's going to be good. We're looking to expand into some different areas and whatnot. And yeah, what did you think about that winter fish?
I thought it was good. It's just more of a summery beer for
You
me.
felt like it was a
Yeah.
summery beer?
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that too. You never got to try monkfish. Andy was telling me before we started recording that monkfish is no more. They're never making it again.
Why not?
I don't know. They're just not making it. But it was so good. It had like hints of caramel.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
That actually does sound
Yeah, it was very good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sad that they're not making it anymore. But I thought Winterfish was good.
Mm-hmm.
Organic IPA is always good here. Their
Yeah.
beers are really, really good. Here.
Yeah.
They were really gracious to to let us record in the spot and right by
Yeah.
the Mug Club.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
why aren't we doing the Mug Club?
well, the reason why we're not doing the Mug Club is when we first got here, me and Andy,
Yeah.
back in I want to say like 2012.
Yeah. Sounds more like it.
Okay, so like 2012, 2010, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
We came here and we were like, hey, we would like in the Mug Club. And they're like, well, there's no more room. Would
Yeah.
you like on the waiting list? And so they brought out this book of names.
Yeah.
And they like flip 30 pages in. And they're like, would
Really?
you like to put your name? And they're like, yeah. And so then, I distracted the waitress. Andy flipped back about 28 pages
Yeah.
and put our name on page 2. like they had all these names crossed out, like they were next on the Mug Club, and they put us like 4th on the list.
Yeah.
And then we never got a call.
Because they probably had you on camera.
There's no cameras in here. This is like old school.
I see one right now. Don't see it?
No, you have way better.
I'm just playing.
Oh, I was like, what?
You're all looking around.
I'm like, what? Where is this camera that you speak of?
Yeah.
There's the new Mac.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's a lot better, huh?
Does it have? It doesn't have the touch bar, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yep. It's just silent
see.
right now. If I went like that,
Oh, okay.
lights up.
Yeah, nice. You
Yeah.
love it, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's holds all the recording and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You don't have to have an external drive or anything.
No, we got a new Mac for this season, and We're on 3.5 hours of recording. Actually, I remember where we left last season. Let's talk a little bit about last season right now.
Wait, we left with what, the hot sauces?
Let's talk about a little bit about last season recap. Last season was it to me, it felt like last season for me was like an exhale. It was like an exhale. Like, it felt so good to just record and to get some of that pent up emotion out and, talk about stuff and
Like a whole vent fest.
yeah, it was like a vent fest, And we had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, good
talking
times.
about the dirty panty vending machine, stuff that people still talk about, And I don't know, it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking back, what was your favorite episode to record? If I have to put you on the spot.
My favorite?
Yeah,
You know what my favorite's going to be.
the hot sauce one.
Yeah, where you were freaking out. Where you just turned on the water faucet for no reason.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yep. Okay.
Just pacing back and forth.
Okay. Turning off. Dude, it was very hot. It was a very hot sauce.
Yeah, the most recent one that we had, the 1.5 million Scoville,
Yeah.
I had a seed stuck in my teeth. It was burning for like 45 minutes.
Oh, goodness. I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah.
Who was your okay, my favorite episode was I think my favorite episode was the dirty panty vending machine episode.
That was a funny episode.
That was a funny one. That was a funny episode, and we got a lot of positive feedback on that episode.
Yeah. I also like the Would You Rather.
Yeah, that was good too. That was good too. We should bring that back.
Would You Rather?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Would You Rathers.
That'd be cool.
What? Who was your favorite guest?
Ooh. Favorite guest. We only had a couple.
Yeah, we only had a couple.
Only what, like two?
No, we had my dad.
Oh, three.
We had Sean.
Sean.
And we had Ryan
Right,
twice.
yeah,
We had
yeah.
Ryan on twice.
Yeah. Probably the Sean one. I like the Sean one.
That was a good one, huh?
Yeah.
Why did you like that one?
Because of the Would You Rather.
Oh yeah, he was a good guest too.
Yeah.
I thought the one with my dad was interesting.
That was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Right.
got a lot of
Oh, we're supposed to do another one of those, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can do one of those anytime
Yeah,
because
he had a lot of crazy stories, good stories.
I think the Tipsy Polock's on the brink of doing something cool.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do. Yeah, how's your brother doing?
Great, actually.
Dude, that's
Doing
cool.
really good.
Give a report. Give a
Yeah.
report to the peeps.
He's doing drug court program. He's been in it since, when was it? Like March or April of 2000.
16?
No, 17.
17?
Yeah. And he actually graduates this December on the 7th.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Jay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Love you, bro. Congrats.
Yeah, we love you, and we've been
Proud
rooting.
of you.
We've been rooting for you. Yeah,
Should be
that's
good.
very cool. That's very cool. Dude, you know what would be cool is if we could have him on a Tipsy Polock and do a like a sobriety one.
Yeah, that'd be easy for him since he's not doing anything.
Well,
at
no, I
all.
mean, like talk about sobriety and talk about
to actually talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
talk about like
I can ask him.
yeah. Ask him about if he wants to come on and talk about his adventure. Fuck. About his journey.
Yeah.
If he'd be willing to share some stories, some crazy stories, and
I could definitely ask him.
I'd love to talk to him about all that shit.
Yeah.
I bet he would.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't see why not.
I wouldn't either. That'd be a really cool tear jerking episode, I think.
Man. Oh man.
It was one of the things I was telling Andy before you showed up is I want the Tipsy Polock to be genuine.
Yeah.
More than I want it to be funny, more than I want it to be, as much as I do want it to be funny and I want people to be entertained, I want it to be genuine. And I want it to be relatable.
Yeah.
So that people can, look at what we're doing and relate to it.
Yeah. Like This Is Us.
Yeah. No matter what it
Yeah.
is, sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry. Well, I want guests on here that are going to share their story and that we can, share a laugh and share a tear and share a beer. So maybe talk to him about that and we'll see if we can get him on here.
Okay.
I really want to get Dan Lamort on here. But the problem is he's an East Coast comic
Yeah.
and he lives in New Jersey. I think he's so funny though. Have you watched any cool movies lately?
Cool movies.
Yeah.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Dude, is that a good one?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a serious movie, right?
No, it actually has some comedy in it. Yeah.
Who's in that movie? Dang it.
The Asian dude from The Hangover.
No.
Yeah, he's in it. He's not
Okay.
like a main character, but he's in it.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's the only two that I can.
What's the
actually
movie
remember.
about?
It's pretty much about American Asians against Asian
Asians?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really
Pretty much.
relatable to you.
Yeah, Asians look down on American Asians pretty much.
Do they really?
In that movie.
Is that how it is in real life?
I mean, I haven't experienced it. What the heck? You didn't even put that ketchup in all the
I will.
way. You just wanted to eat.
Dude, I caught one piece of garlic clove and it was like over. You know what movie I watched?
No, but you're going to tell me.
Nope. And you need to see it. It's Beautiful Boy.
Who's in it?
Steve Carell.
And who is there like a mother in it? Or is it just him as the main character?
There's a mom and a stepmom in it.
Who's the mom?
White lady, brown hair. The movie's about addiction,
Okay.
and I cried through the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, okay.
Beautiful boy.
Hold on.
I gotta remember that.
We are going on
What happened?
almost hour 4.
I can barely hear anything now. But I see it going up when I talk.
I hear you clear. You don't hear anything, but you hear
I
now.
was like, it was fading out. I was like, what the heck? Beautiful boy.
Beautiful Boy.
Yeah. Looks like a great movie. You already seen it.
Yeah, it is a good movie, and it's funny because my wife was like, "Hey, let's go see A Star Is Born." I'm like, "No, we gotta go see Beautiful Boy." I'm like, check out the, and so we watched the trailer, and we're both in tears watching the trailer.
Really?
Yeah, and then so we decide to go, and we pay $20 parking just to park
What?
in Portland, bro. It's expensive.
Gosh.
And then we go in and we spend another, I don't know, $700 to get into the movie
Yeah.
and to have popcorn and 2 sodas. And we sit
my
down and I'm just bawling into my popcorn.
Do they have like chicken strips and stuff at that movie theater?
They have all sorts of shit.
But you don't know.
They had all sorts of stuff, but we kind of showed up late, so we were trying to get in, as fast as we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the last movie I saw in the theater?
What movie?
That new Michael Myers movie.
Oh, Halloween?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was alright. I mean, it's your typical.
I heard she's a badass in that movie.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the typical scary movie where, like, are you serious? They're really gonna go check out that noise?
Oh, right. Like, did the black guy die first?
There's actually a black kid in it.
Did he die at all?
No, he ran away from it.
Smart. That's reality.
Yeah.
That's reality, dude. Black guys just leave. Oh, there's some shit going on. I'm out.
He was
I've
funny too.
never had a black friend who's like, let's go sleep in the woods where it's
I know.
haunted.
No, he's a funny kid in it too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
The part that he was in.
I kind of can't wait to see it now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was alright. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's cool. So what do we do? Should we wrap it up now? Real quick, Jarvis, do you have anything to shout out to the Tipsy Polock listeners?
Love you guys. Love that you guys listen to us still, and I hope you enjoy this second season that we're about to kick off.
Yeah. And I as well love you. And I I'm supposed to. My son asked me to promote his YouTube channel, which is Ziwan from Taiwan, but it's spelled Ziwan from Tiwan. So he doesn't spell Taiwan correctly. Ziwan from Taiwan.
Why did
And
you
his
choose that
his
name?
I don't know. I don't know. And so his channel's about video games and stuff like that. So maybe check him out if you listen. Whatever, I don't know.
On
Or if you have
on YouTube?
kids, yeah,
Okay, I'll
on
subscribe.
on YouTube.
I'm so curious now.
Yeah, he just does live video game stuff. and-
Okay.
Yeah,
On like Discord or Twitch or something?
yeah, something I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
He's all into that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said the funniest joke. He goes, "Dad, I don't get it. So if a girl sleeps with a whole bunch of guys, she's a hoe.
Yeah.
But if a guy sleeps with a whole bunch of guys, he's gay?" Oh, and I thought that was
hilarious.
I thought that was hilarious. I just started laughing. It's just like, dude, you're pretty funny. So what else do I have to pitch?
Be looking out for this episode.
Be looking out for the future episodes. We're gonna try and be on it every week. If Jarvis can't be a co-host that week, I'm still gonna be doing it. We're gonna figure out this thing. It's gonna maybe be a little bit messy for a little bit, but hang with us. But we will be as consistent as possible. Subscribe to our Instagram page, the Tipsy Polock. If you have questions or if you have if you want us to give you advice on anything, on how to maybe how to cook a meal, on what you want to, on how to change a diaper. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, that's all Nate.
maybe you want to learn how to start a cult.
Oh, that's totally me.
Yeah. So just write into the Tipsy Polock at gmail.com and we'll read your stuff on air. We'll attempt to help you out. It's going to be a really good season, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for the lineup that we have coming out for you. And I just want to express all the love that we have for our listeners, and we really hope you guys feel a part of this community.
Yep, most definitely.
Yeah, so we love you. And this is Nate Wazinski, the Tipsy Polock, and
this is Jarvis Little.
we love you, and we will see you next time.
All right, see you guys later.
Love you.
Bye.
So, tell the listeners. So, I've known you. How long? I was trying to do the quick math in the shower.
Yeah.
I can't remember how long I've known you. Probably, I want to say well over 15 years, because I've been married for almost 15 years.
So probably closer to like 17 then.
Probably longer than that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate and I.
Dude,
we've
almost
been friends
20.
For like a long time.
Almost 20 years, probably.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean,
Oh, whoa.
I know. You start saying numbers like that. and you
Because
go
I
old.
graduated in 2000. We met, I'm sure, in 2000.
Yep. So we're at 18 years.
Ooh, almost 20 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome friendship.
Yeah. I mean,
Ups and downs.
ups and downs.
All friendships, I think.
We
Like-
never deleted each other off Facebook though, and that's got to count. For
Oh,
something.
dude. Dude, knuckles for that.
Knuckles for that.
Knuckles for that because a lot of assholes do that stuff.
Often.
Yeah. Dude, I just had a family member, like a close family member.
Like dad.
My dad. Fuck this guy. No, he was like, I wonder how loud that was.
Well, I mean, nobody left. So
Yeah,
we're fine.
so for all our listeners, we are recording live from the Fishtail Brew Pub in Olympia, Washington.
O-Town.
And we got this little setup. They did a really cool job of giving us our own little space where we can record. And
Yep.
so, but I don't want to disrespect them. And
Tip your servers.
yeah, tip your servers, everyone. But again, I'm here with Andy, and we've been friends for almost 18 years. 18 years, probably over 18 years.
We can just say 18. I
Let's
feel
go
good about
18.
It. I feel
Yeah.
good about it.
I guess I don't need to mill over the number every single time I throw it. 18, I don't know if it's 18 or closer to 20. Yeah. So 18 years. Tell the listeners a little bit about your journey.
Oof. You know, interesting enough, like
Andy's a pastor, by the way, guys.
pastor.
That's Pastor Andy to all of you commoners.
Not a man of the cloth because I don't have any cloths, but
He's completely naked right now.
hello. Yeah, so part of our journey, Nate, was me and Nate were actually on staff at a church here in Olympia
Yep.
for like 2.5 months, 3 months. So, like, doesn't that sound awesome?
That's how long you were on staff.
Oh,
I was on there for
2
longer.
days.
I was on there for like a year or two before you,
Okay, yeah.
and then after you came,
And then
we
Nate
only
talked me
lasted.
in- Nate talked me in from leaving a really like good job. Like, you know, hey, you're at a really good, solid church. Yeah, you should leave that and come over here. So I did.
And we both lasted 3 months.
Kapow. And so, yeah. So, anyways, and then we moved over to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Went to this like super fast growing church over there. Learned a ton. Learned some things we need to unlearn. And
I thought you went to San Diego after that.
oh well, technically, okay, yeah.
Don't
so
skip
we're-
over the good stuff though.
Okay, cool. So, my friend, Brandy, my wife, and I's friends, Will and Jill. Isn't that weird? Andy and Brandy, Will and Jill.
Oh, that it.
Little silly.
Yeah. I remember thinking that
Kinda
before.
silly, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very marketable though.
Yeah, I
if
know.
you're gonna market a church like Andy, Brandy, Will, Jill, like you could almost write a children's book.
Or a really sketchy like movie. But kind of actually feels like an episode out of Scooby Doo more than anything.
Because here's the deal. Before you
Yeah.
go on, your journey, your just where you've been
Yep.
is so wild. Like it's pretty.
Yeah, totally.
To me.
Not normal.
No, not normal, but so cool in the sense of like you had this legit adventure.
Sure. Yeah.
And the thing with adventures is like if you watch an adventure movie, like it's not 100% win,
Right. Totally.
but there's no fail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't know. It's just a cool. Anyway, go on. I'm in your way. I'm in your way now.
So basically what we decided, the four of us, so Andy, Brandy, Will, and Jill, is, hey, let's just spend all the money we have, and let's just travel the country. Let's go check out church, big, small, denominational, non-denom. It's possible we may have we may have actually visited a snake handling church. Can't verify that for sure
Oh, Southern Baptist.
because we left early. But we came across this one church in our journeys that I just really liked. And so I won't name drop it because I didn't ask for permission.
You can name drop if you want. You're not going to get in trouble.
Nah, I'm not going to name drop it.
Okay.
But super fast growing
What city
church,
was it in?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
So super
What letter
fast
did
growing.
it start with? Can I guess?
Whatever. So anyways, then we're like, all right, so we kind of ran out of money and we had to figure out what we wanted to do with life. So we're like, hey, let's just move to San Diego and let's just see if we can start something there, you know?
Right.
Totally didn't work. So I ended up working.
What does that mean?
Like just couldn't get any traction. Like we started making a lot of friends, but nobody was interested in God, man. Nobody was interested in church. Like it was just, you know, it was pretty much just us just chilling. And so what we did is we lived in RV trailers in a huge RV park. I mean, just a couple spots down from where we were at, there was like $1 million RV.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, I mean, we're sitting in our, $20,000 RV, and we're like looking over with jealousy. They're out there eating lobsters and we're eating hot dogs. So,
That's funny.
we're drinking like the select sodas, and they're out there
Right.
making martinis and
Like the
margaritas.
legit Coke.
Yeah, they're like a real Coke.
Like, oh my gosh,
Coke,
name brand soda.
Cola. And so,
Dude, but San Diego.
Dude, so San Diego, gorgeous city. If you're in San Diego, I hate you.
I have a buddy, Aaron. He owns a barbershop in San Diego.
Okay, yep.
Goodfellas Barbershop. If you're listening and you live in San Diego, check out Goodfellas Barbershop. It's the place to get your wig split. No, wait, that's the wrong
Wait a minute, what?
expression.
So, and then Candy and Jess, if you're listening, which would be really random. Hey, what's up? But so anyways, ended up working at this really cool brew pub called Urban Brewing. Since they've really gotten ridiculous and they've kind of lost the art of crafts, and so now they just do pizza and I think Budweiser. So nobody likes them anymore. But I just really felt like, man, this is not working. This is not how it should be. So we kind of like jet out of there. We move home with my parents, and I get this phone call from this church in Chattanooga, like, hey, really want you to be a part.
Was it the church that you visited?
Yep.
Okay.
And so we'd kind of kept in contact. I mean, like once a month kind of thing. And then he calls me the first time. He's like, man, I wish you could just work for free. I said, wouldn't anybody? And
Yeah,
then
shit.
then the next week he calls me back. He's like, hey, we just wrote our budget. You're in it. You got 3 weeks to move. Wild. So we moved from Yakima, Washington, which is basically a long stretch suburb of Seattle, Washington, because nobody knows Yakima, right? People have only heard Seattle. So
Right.
we moved from Seattle, Washington, all the way across the country in 3 weeks, right after Christmas. I was there, I think I was there the first weekend of January. Moved all the way across the country, and then for 2.5 years was a part of this journey of watching a church grow from 500 people to well over 2,000 people.
Ooh, that's pretty awesome.
Just crazy. And so, like I said, learned a lot. Part of that process was our daughter was born,
That's pretty awesome.
which is awesome.
How do you feel about her having the devil's red hair? I'm just kidding. She's so gorgeous.
She's a redhead and curls, and there was an attitude to back her up.
Did she really have an attitude?
Yeah, dude.
She is the absolute cutest little girl
I know.
ever. She is adorable.
I'm gonna have to I told Brandy she's gonna learn Muay Thai, and
Yep.
and I'm gonna teach her how to kick a knee out.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just normal dad stuff.
Yeah.
Normal bonding.
Like, just kick him in the dick.
Yep. Yeah, totally. Not Denali's the boy.
right. For sure.
So,
Your little girl's name is Denali. That's so.
yeah, and it's
freaking
not after
cute.
the car. I had somebody ask me that.
Oh, after the car?
Oh, after the SUV? I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
we
after the
named-
mountain that the SUV was named after. But that's cool.
That's great.
You didn't go that part of school. That's
Here's
fine.
my son, Rainier.
That's right.
That actually might be a cool name.
This is my child, Crosstrek.
I feel like Rainier would be a very Northwest hipster name.
Or if you adopted a Samoan that was going to be 6'8", 400 pounds. Just a monster of a man.
Oh gosh, yeah, Rainier. Just
Dude, that would be sick.
the mountain.
I'm going to go find a kid real quick.
No, but your daughter is absolutely
Thanks, man.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's cute as a button. She's way smarter than her dad for sure.
That's not true.
I feel like it is.
She can't drive a car.
No, she does. She drove me here.
She's
two.
waiting.
I know she went and got groceries for us.
Yeah, dude, if she's smarter than you, she's in trouble. She's in big trouble
It's right.
because you're taking care of her.
And so, anyways, and then we were in Tennessee, and then about 2.5 years later, just felt like, man, I've kind of had enough of this. I'm just trying to wait for the right moment.
Enough of what, Andy?
It was just tough, I think in that fast
Because
growing-
you went from It was a great, amazing experience. We saw this church grow from 5
Yeah.
to 2,000, and we just had enough of it. We just had enough. We're done.
Well, I mean, I would say and this would be probably true to any listener. I think anything that has quick or fast success, it's not that it's fast just because, it's because you paid the long-term price quickly.
Oh, right.
And so, if you're in business or whatever, I mean, it's the same thing. Like you can achieve quick and like huge success if you're willing to pay the price,
Sure.
right? So you can do it, and
But you're stepping on a lot of people.
you're killing a lot of people. And we were watching that. I mean, we watched, we would see like hundreds of people coming every weekend that have never been there. We call them new guests. And, but we also saw, 50 or 60 leaving
Right.
because people were they didn't like the atmosphere. They didn't like
Or there
kind
was
of this.
maybe there was no connection. Was there connections?
Yeah. And vice versa.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Loss of or gaining or whatever.
Right.
And so I just saw some things. I'm like, you know what? Like, this isn't me. I mean, I like it. It's fun. Like, yeah, man, fast growing. I mean, we were like in the paper. We were like in national headers and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I just felt like, people are getting ran over for really the accolades of an establishment and for one person.
Right.
But what did it cost to get to that place?
Right.
And for me, I just had a hard time with that price tag.
I think part of what people gravitate towards is like that real honesty. Like they're going, yeah, we already knew that kind of shit happens, but nobody fucking talks about it.
Yep.
When I hear someone, when Zach Gandra
Oh, yeah.
started doing his thing, I was like, oh, this is cool. He just went so far beyond because I really respected the fact that he was like willing to talk about his story.
Yep.
But then I had to quit following him or quit doing anything because
He was just like a mad person.
he's just like angry now and bitter, and because of that bitterness, the pendulum swung from the mega church guy all the way over to like this other thing, this like extreme,
Like there's no God and the universe is
like whatever
what
you
it
want.
is.
It is what it. I hate that.
Yep, totally.
I hate that so much, and so I don't want to be that guy.
Yep.
But I want to also have that aspect. The aspect that will take from him, that I do appreciate from him, is like his raw candor about the whole Casey Treat thing. Like he told the story.
Yep.
Raw. Did you listen to his podcast?
I did not.
Dude, it was pretty cool.
Huh.
Not cool, but like it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was
like
interesting to hear.
Open door.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear.
Well, what I would say is, I think one of the big turning points in the whole development of that part of our journey in Chattanooga at that church was, I remember the pastor coming in and he would wear a ball cap when he was like in a bad mood. And so
he was like, that was the code for everyone?
Yeah, totally. And so he came in and he was early, which also was code for not good. So he was early and he's like sitting there waiting for our staff meeting.
Oh gosh.
And then he looks at everybody and he's like, guys, we have to start treating this as like a war, and there's casualties in war, but there's millions of people that, need Jesus, and I'm willing to sacrifice tens of thousands of people.
That's what he said?
Yep. And so I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm one of the tens of thousands.
Yeah, and so is my wife and my kid.
Like, are you saying I'm expendable? Like the guy that, quite frankly, the guy that I was a campus pastor. Our campus grew from 171 people when I took it to a little over 1,000.
It's awesome.
Yeah, huge, right? And I was getting paid the exact same amount.
Right.
When I
for
came
more
in.
work.
Yeah, so it's $25,000 is what I was getting paid.
Churches suck at that.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, even right now, and we'll get into the story of Fearless a little bit, but even right now, brand new church plant, it's not even big. I mean, most people wouldn't have not even heard of it, and yet I'm getting paid more now than I was then, which is silly. So, anyways, and he's like, we're expendable. I'm like, well, dang, like I work, legitimately. There was times, bro. So Denali was born. And I saw her for 2 weeks because I had already put in for that. Got 2 weeks to like hang out with her, and then we just started doing work on our new building for my campus. And I would,
They were putting up a new building for you?
yep. And so I was getting a new, or excuse me, I'd be at the office at 7 a.m. Work normal office hours till 5, and then from 5 we had to run down to this building project, and I would work till like midnight.
Oh, wow.
Midnight. So, again, I'd be at the
Were you
office at
helping
7
with
a.m.
like
we were
the
doing
construction
everything.
of it?
Yeah.
Or?
It was like expected, like you had to, like not expected, it was mandatory. So hammer in hand,
Right.
broom in hand, whatever, you're doing the work.
Let me ask you this. Was the senior pastor
Never.
helping with the building?
First couple, maybe the first week for the pictures.
Isn't that crazy how like the big guys like friggin' shirk off the shit
Yeah.
that they pass down?
But remember, we're expendable.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, real. I mean, so in that whole setting, I mean, even my parents came down and they were there to like hang out with us. Denali had just been born. Denali was only like a month old.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, I really would like to have at least a day or two to like spend with them. I know we're in the middle of this project, but you know, they did fly across the country to come hang out with us.
Right.
Simple answer, nope. Like, you have to be here. This is your campus. Pretty much like it's your fault that you've grown.
Whoa.
And so I think I got to eat dinner with my parents once. And that was it. And it was kind of quick. Like, okay, guys, I can only be here for an hour and a half because, you know, I'm technically supposed to be like working right now, but I ran over here to like have dinner with you guys.
Right.
And so, you know, through all that, I'm like, you know what? This is not me. Like we were talking about legacies, right?
Right.
Like, that's not what I want to be known for. Like, oh yeah, I saw my dad like once a week.
Right.
But hey, man, our church is fast growing.
Right.
Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
what?
We have a super large church, but I don't know my parents and my daughter doesn't know who I am.
Exactly. And I just felt like, man, this is time. You know, maybe there's some people that are built for it, but I'm not built for that.
Right. Right.
I value my family. I value my friends. Like, I value like real relationships.
Right. For sure.
So, anyway, fast forwarding a little bit, we ended up leaving. My wife and daughter left just before Christmas, and then I went home for Christmas. But then I came back for I think a month and a half, and then I went back to Yakima after that. And then I just said, man, we're gonna have to figure this out. Like, let's start applying places. So originally we thought like maybe we just start a church in Yakima, but I felt like, man, Yakima is just over churched, and you know,
Right.
I don't believe in that model either. Like, hey, let's do another one.
Like over 3,000 churches.
Yeah, it's just
like-
stupid.
just
It's
like-
stupid. It's like, how about we just support the local church or whatever? And so we get a phone call. Finally, one of the many applications sent out. I mean, I know people think that pastors just have a job, but it's not true. Like, there's barely any churches that are ever hiring because pastors stayed pastor for way too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until they're 100 years old.
Yeah.
And not relevant.
Yeah.
And then they get mad that nobody wants to come. Well, it's because they're not relevant.
Right.
And so get a phone call from a church in Silverdale, Washington, which is literally one of the most beautiful places on earth. Look it up, Silverdale, Washington. It's gorgeous, and it really does look like that you see in the pictures. But,
Isn't it just outside of
so it's right across the Sound from Seattle,
From
like
Seattle.
downtown Seattle. You take a ferry from downtown onto the peninsula of Silverdale,
right?
Kitsap. So, anyways. Go to this church, you know, older style building. Congregation is fairly well mixed, but you know, really felt like, man, this might be like, you know, as I would say, a God thing, because number one, they're even talking to me. Nobody was talking to me.
Right.
Nobody was reaching back. They wouldn't even say they got the stinking application. It was like
Right.
nothing, just crickets. So, anyways, yeah, I know this is a long story, but you said you wanted all the goods. So.
Yeah. No, I want all the
But this-
goods.
this
I
next-
like it. I have to make sure that I'm still recording.
Yeah.
And then my notes are still up. And then
I gotcha.
And then if I'm getting messages from like Jarvis or somebody.
No, oh, Jarvis.
Oh, Jarvis.
Jarvis.
He's my black friend.
But is he really black?
Half. Dude, his dad was super black.
Like Ethiopia?
Well, like really black, bro.
Huh.
Yeah,
right.
from South Carolina.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well, that's real. Then.
His name's Dwight.
Nice.
And Jarvis told me, like after his dad passed away, he passed away on Thanksgiving a couple years ago, like the day before Thanksgiving. Really sucked. He told me this joke. He said his name is because I asked him, what's your dad's name? And he goes, Dwight. Dwight around your lips. But
Well-
yeah, no, his dad is Jarvis is really black, bro.
All right.
Like he's dark.
He looks
He's not-
more. He looks more Samoan to me.
That's funny because someone asked him one day when we were still working together. Someone asked him if he was Samoan, and he said no. And
See, I would say he was lying because he looks Samoan.
right, and so then we kept talking. It was like a senator,
Oh, okay.
and he said no, I'm not Samoan. I'm Korean and black. And then when we went to leave, they said aloha.
Now, did Jarvis start singing the song from Moana?
Yeah, he did.
You're welcome.
He did. Hold on, I'm gonna get us another couple.
Okay. Okay, so back to my story.
Yeah, sorry.
It is weird saying it like that. It's like very narcissistic.
No way.
Back to me.
Back to what I was saying.
So we get interviewed at a church in Silverdale, long-lasting church. It's a cool story because the lead pastor started it because he had to.
Right.
Hold on, one break.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, perfect.
And so, anyways, really cool story because the lead pastor got kicked out of his denomination.
Feg.
Yep. and totally. Rest in peace.
Oh, is he dead?
Yeah, he died. He died like right before I technically came in.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Because I said it.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so we come in and people are excited, man. Like, church was pretty consistently at like around 190, maybe just at 200, pushing forward a little bit. So we get hired. So I'm going to be the guy. For 2 months leading up to that, I just was on staff, had no real responsibilities, just kind of milling around.
Meeting people.
Funny piece about that, I had no office. So my office, I made it right next to the copy machine, like a general like round table, and just sat there by the copy machine.
Really?
Yeah, awkward. And so,
Were you like, oh, well, I guess this is it for right now?
yeah, I mean, they wanted to give me kind of like a closet office down in the basement.
Oh, that's very
And I was
nice.
like, I'm going to say no. Just because the church wants to give it doesn't mean you have to take it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to sit upstairs where people are.
Yeah.
And so, so anyways, at the beginning of the year, I take over, and then all of a sudden, boom, we see the attendance start spiking. Because, of course, I know you guys can't see me, but, I've got tattoos, a few of them. And I guess that means something here in the Pacific Northwest.
Sure.
So, man, this pastor's got a sweet full beard and tattoos. He must be relevant. And so people started coming.
You do have a perfect beard.
Thank you. I brushed it a little bit today.
Did you?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. And so, anyways, then Easter was coming. And I was like, man, we got to do 2 services. Like, we're growing. We got to do these 2 meeting times. And then, boom, man, we went from like 200 people to like over 500. It was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was kind of like, I call it the beginning of the end. The board that kind of ran that church, which I didn't know they ran it, to be fair. I thought I ran it.
Oh, okay.
So one of
right.
the unspoken things was that was not the case. I was just kind of an employee.
Oh.
Yeah, that talks on Sunday.
Okay.
So they ran it. Well, there was a couple of them that really hated, I guess, some of the changes that were happening, which I really, from the bottom of my heart, I was trying not to do major changes, but it just felt like you can't, in the church world, across the country, like, church is not growing, church is dying. And so when you start seeing like positive growth, I was like, man, I don't want to squander that. So I'm going to do what it takes to keep it going, at least as long as it will. And so I was making changes along with that, incredibly like updated the kids department, updated the paint colors from taupe. Remember taupe?
Yeah.
It's like the
I remember that.
It's like the throw up of the paint world. I have a friend that owns a painting business, and she calls it shop paint, meaning they dump all the colors into one bucket, stir it, and that's what taupe is. Did you know
Ugh.
that?
No, I didn't know
So
that.
you take yellows and reds and purples and all these ugly colors, and you blend them together, and they come out taupe.
Taupe.
So it's
Ugh.
literally the throw up of paint. And so that was what the church was. So I updated it to grays and like colder colors, and it actually kind of made it look cool. So anyways, after a while there was quite the division in the board. The board was divided against itself. The staff started becoming divided. And I just felt like, man, this is not good. Like church.
Yeah, what would they
should
get
not be
divided
good.
over? Like, what was the?
Initially it was, hey, there's some people that don't like what's happening, and we're just being the voice. Hey, we're just being political.
Oh, of course, I've been a part of that.
Yeah, just trying to help.
What didn't they like that was going on? We don't like that you have tattoos. You need to get rid of your tattoos.
There wasn't a whole lot of that. There were some people that they stopped coming the moment I became the guy. But really what it was I wasn't asking for permission.
Okay.
So I was leading the church, but they wanted me to ask for permission to lead.
Okay.
Well, then why don't you lead?
I thought you asked for permission when you applied and they hired you.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's
Maybe
a normal train of thought.
Okay.
But hey, and so, anyways, there was a lot of frustration over that, and then it started getting into silly things like paint color. You didn't ask us about the paint color. It's paint. Paint it again if you want, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then it started growing into some like more legitimate things, like, hey, we went to 2 services and we felt like we should have talked about that for another, like for a little more time. And the problem is we did talk about it on a leadership level, and it was still voted. Like, it's not like I just was a tyrant and came in, we're doing this.
Right.
I never did that.
Right.
As God is my witness, never did that. But even in that,
Did you pull the "there will be casualties" speech?
yeah, I was like, listen, guys, this is a war. And in war.
And in war, there's casualties.
And so, yeah.
You
as
got
I
a
was
guy on
holding a
staff.
sword-
I could be a casualty.
as
Yeah,
I-
you're gonna be a casualty.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you right now. And so, one of the board members actually started having like private conversations with people,
Oh.
and kind of building this alliance of
Okay.
people that are like, Andy shouldn't be the guy, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, even now he wouldn't admit that, even in private circles, but that's essentially what was happening.
Right.
And so then he would start kind of I say, like, putting out little breadcrumbs for the rest of the board.
Right.
The problem is a couple of the board members started eating it. And so this is just a recipe for disaster, man. This is not good. This is not Jesus. This is not
And
how
you're
it's
not
supposed to be.
involved with any of these conversations. So that's cool.
Even when I would call it out, I would call him out, and I would call different members of the board out. Like, hey, guys.
How would you do it?
If you I would literally say, like, if there's a disagreement, let's do it. Let's talk about it. I'm not afraid. You shouldn't be afraid. Like, we can talk about it. This is what adults do. This is what people do.
Yeah.
Not Christians. This is what people do.
Right.
Right.
That's a normal human
Nope.
human trait.
Wouldn't do it. No, we're going to send out private emails and
Oh,
not include
gosh.
Andy. But luckily, I had a guy on the board that was 100% for me,
Okay.
maybe even to a fault. And so he would tell me everything. Hey, I want to send you this email. It's tough, man, but just read it. Just know what's going on, because I don't want you to not know what's happening.
Right.
And so these emails would be like, I think Andy's doing a terrible job. He's a deceiver. Like, he doesn't care about the
Oh,
board.
what?
I mean, just scathing. And I've worked in, outside of the church. I mean, I've worked in like corporate circles.
Right, sure.
Worked for Cintas, the uniform company. Worked at Red Robin on a management level. And even in that, even on the world side of things, I've never seen that kind of like intensity. But from
Yeah.
these 2 specific board members, I mean, it was brutal. Like,
Yeah.
brutal.
And that's an interesting thing too, because there's no corporate accountability for those guys.
Correct.
They can say whatever they want, and a lot of times in the church world,
Yeah.
it's a lot more brutal
Oh, totally.
than the corporate world, and people just don't realize that they don't see what's going on behind closed doors. They show up on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
There's lights, there's beautiful singing, there's an eloquent sermon, but they don't see
Yeah.
the poison sometimes behind the curtain.
Well, and people literally look at it and they're like, well, they're such a good Christian, man. And it's like, yeah, but even Christians are still man. They're still people.
Right. And a lot of times, and sometimes, they don't follow the book.
Yeah. They're
You
doing
know.
their own thing. Because, right? Like, we operate in our own perspectives, perceptions, like
Yep.
our own preferences. I prefer it to look like this. I prefer this to be happening. And so when that doesn't happen, humanity takes over and
Right.
you're out for yourself.
Right, for sure.
So, anyways, all that to say, I just said, you know what? Enough. And so, basically, Silverdale, Washington. This is unique. So, Kitsap County. I don't know if you knew this. Kitsap County is the least churched county in the entire state of Washington.
No, I
It is the 7th most under-churched county in the whole country.
oh wow. Yeah, no, I just run a shitty podcast.
But you guys matter. Those of you that are listening, you matter so much. Thank you.
Actually, yeah, later on I'm going to do a shout out for all our we got some new we got some analytics in.
Huh.
This is going to be for later, but we got some analytics in.
Yeah.
And we have some subscribers from France,
Huh.
from Belgium,
Chocolates.
Spain, the Ukraine,
Share it with
Croatia. Croatia is another one.
I think I saw something about Croatia. Like, I was kind of looking up, like, the Tipsy Polock, and I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Croatia is actually we're getting popular in
Do we
Croatia.
need to get somebody, like, can somebody share with their friend in, like, Ireland or Scotland? That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
You know what, Nate? Like, let's just say, like, let's just make a pact.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
ready? Here we go. In 5 years,
Okay.
within 5 years,
Okay.
let's go to Ireland.
Okay.
Within 5 years. It's really not that expensive. And maybe by then you'll be world famous. Who knows?
Well, I mean,
Technically, you kind of are.
technically,
You're more famous than I am.
well, I mean, that's a weird term. Weird terms to think in.
Sure.
But like our analytics, I always say that. Like I always reference our analytics, but like, dude, we're listened to all over the world, and that's a trip. Like, who wants to? I don't know.
I mean, people
Like,
know
it's-
me in the South.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Maybe it'll open. Hey, Chattanooga.
Big time.
Big time shout out to Chattanooga.
All right.
All right. Shout out to Silverdale and those fucks on the board.
So we,
I don't want to break the meter.
yeah, you got two more. And so anyways, back to the story. So I just said, you know what? Like, how about we just do a church that's like kind of for the rest of us? Like, why don't we just start something new, where like the people that feel unconnected, like I don't fit into that whole church world. Why don't we just have a church for them?
Right. So you're like,
Which, by the way, is like 99% of the people.
right. Yeah, right. Because the rest of the world looks at the church and they're like, they can see what kind of circus is going on.
Yep. People aren't stupid.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're not dumb.
and it's sad, man. Like, because obviously, like a man, of ministry, like I believe in Jesus and all those things. But yet, I feel like it's just so scarred up by politics and just stupid quarrels that, like, if it wasn't wrapped up in like the smoke screen of church,
Right.
it's just people acting really immature.
Okay, so this is the cool part of this. This
Yep.
is the part where I'm excited.
Okay, bring it.
So you leave. So did they make you leave or did you
Nope.
leave?
I said peace. I dropped my mic and left. I should have really dropped the mic. That would have been
Oh,
funny.
that would have been awesome. Tell me how that conversation went, and then tell me how that, like how your exit happened.
Yeah. So, out of diligence, I actually recorded that conversation. So, just in case somebody would be like, "That's not what he said," I
Right.
could literally push play and be like, "That's literally what I said."
Ooh.
But I I just said, look, fellas, like
To the board, or
To the board.
who was fellas?
Yep, to the board. So we're down in like some basement library thing because that's where terrible conversations
Right.
happen in church.
Like they're the Freemasons or something.
Yeah, secrets.
Like the skulls.
Yeah. So we go down there and
You do the handshake and then you make your announcement.
that's right. And so I just said, obviously, guys, we've kind of come to a crossroad. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. We've come to a crossroad, and the challenges that this church is experiencing is not on me. It's on you, because you've created division amongst the staff, amongst each other, and between you and me. And I'm just done with it. So I'm out. Like, I'll do my best to be accessible for this transition, but I am done as of today.
What'd they say?
So there was, what's funny is nobody said, don't go. Like, it was none of that. It was, would there be
Well,
any?
of course, they wanted you to go.
Correct. And
Idiots.
so it was, was there anything that you would do differently or have us do? And I just wasn't going to play that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, whatever. Like, I'm not going to stay, so I'm out. And then we started church 5 days later, which in a different podcast.
Wait, so hold on
Yeah.
before you go there. So then you're out as of today. So there was no like final sermon?
Nope. I gave it the same day. I gave it earlier that day.
Oh, okay.
So this was after church.
So what was that like? Tell me. So that's
It was good.
that's-
Like, literally, it was maybe one of my best messages I've ever given at that church.
So what did you say? What was the message? What was the like capsulated within a couple sentences?
It wasn't even about any of that. It wasn't about like finishing well, or I wasn't like giving like
Right,
passive aggressive
right.
message.
Like, despite all these bastards that
Yeah.
are against you.
No matter what enemy's against you, like, no, like, I didn't do any of that. It was literally about like, man, Jesus loves you. Like, you can do greater things. And I was just, really trying to build up faith. And because I just, my thing was, even when I was interviewing there, because I call it the dog and pony show, but often when churches hire somebody, they want you to speak to see if they even like the way you preach, which is fair. I mean,
It's like auditioning. It's weird.
kind of, yeah. So of course I wore my sparkly shirt.
Yeah, you're sparkling with your shoulder tassels.
Yeah, and shoulder pads. And so, but even when I was doing that at the very beginning, I kind of made a pact with myself and with God. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to preach a message to get hired. I'm going to preach a message that they need to hear either way. Because what if I don't get hired?
Right.
So I did the same thing leaving. I knew I was going to be leaving. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give like an amazing message that instills hope and peace. And that way, when I do go and the news breaks out, it would be a surprise.
You're better man than me, Andy.
I know.
Because
Nate would have showed up in his PJs. I really got nothing
drunk.
to say.
I would have took the stage. I would have took the mic.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it would have gone from a church service to like a roast battle.
Totally. And you.
Oh, Ethel, you old bag of shit.
Luckily, there is no Ethel at
Yeah,
this church.
yeah.
At least I don't
I would have
think
just
there
gone
is.
down the board members like, oh gosh.
And this one, and this one.
Henry always drinking your fucking coffee.
You never wash your hands after you pee.
I seen you in the bathrooms. You're disgusting.
Oh man, I remember. So the church that Nate and I grew up at, every Sunday morning, if I went in there before the service started, there was a guy. He was part of like the special needs, right? And I feel like this is terrible, but you can leave it on there. It was like he was giving birth to dead animals. Dude, it smelled so bad. Like, I don't normally like feel like I'm gonna gag when it's something like that. Literally was dry heaving every time. And then he'd come out, washing his hands wasn't even part of the thinking process.
Oh gosh.
And so luckily for me, he would come out while I was in the bathroom trying to hurry up and get out before I had to make face-to-face contact.
Right.
Because it's one thing, like if you see somebody washing their hands and you see them, not a big deal. You see somebody come out from the number 2 stall,
Yeah.
you don't want to make eye contact. That's weird. So he would come up to give me a big old hug. all warm and sweaty,
Poop
a
hands.
little bit moist. Yeah, totally. Just kind of rub that all that goodness in. Never washed his hands. So, anyways, I don't know why we just talked about that. You're welcome.
Okay,
But-
so you gave a sermon,
Yep. Then I pieced out.
then you told the board
Yep.
that you're out. They didn't care,
Didn't care.
and then you left. Did anybody who did they already have a pastor lined up for the next Sunday, or
No. So part of the
were they
draw-
rent a pastor, or what did
Does
they
that
do?
exist? 1-800.
So what did they do the
rent
next
pastor.
Sunday? Like this is if you. I always felt like comedians and pastors were kind of similar
Sure,
in the
totally.
things that they do. So I think it would be funny is if your pastor quits on a Sunday to hire a stand-up comedian, a local, because you want to support the local comedians,
Totally.
to go up there and kind of
Break the ice.
practice his act.
Except it's like super bad.
Yeah, it's
Terrible.
like super gnarly. It's like shit dick jokes.
But the worst part is everybody's laughing.
Oh, well, then I might stay at that church, you know.
Yeah. Maybe I should do that.
Okay, so you quit that church. 5 days later,
5
you
days
start
later.
your own church.
Start a new one. So we had no building, no nothing.
Who went?
So
How do you
here's what's
start
crazy.
a church in 5 days?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, well, because I had a couple people that are like, hey, we're going to financially support this. Just do it. Like, run out there and do it. And so I'm like, well, then let's find a building. So we found one. It was only for one day use. And that was kind of it. So, but I was like, well, let's see who's going to show up. So we do it. I shoot out a little video like on social media to a couple people that I felt like, man, they like us, or at least maybe they even love us.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they'll come just to at least, sympathy, whatever. We had 82 people show up to it.
Oh, wow.
82 people. I'm like,
That's pretty awesome.
well, dang, okay. So maybe this is going to be something. So, and then we had to find another building. So we found another building at a local Methodist church. They let us use it for the evening on Sundays.
Uh-huh.
Super cheap, great people. So we got to go in. So that's my plug for Methodist people. Just,
Okay.
I don't know a ton of them, but the ones I do know, they were great.
Right.
So we go in there, and we were there for like a good month, and then afterwards we finally got into a school, so we can go back to Sunday morning. Because here in Seattle land, if the Seahawks are playing,
Right. Nobody's at church.
nobody goes to church, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
Seahawks matter more than Jesus. Of
Right.
course.
Right. Because Jesus is only there on Sundays.
Jesus will never let you down, but the Seahawks always let you down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This season, man.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's painful to watch. So, anyways, the problem was they paid them too much. They were great when they were like the worst paid offensive team
Yeah.
ever.
And then they thought they deserved money.
Everybody got $1 million raise, and then they show up in their jammies.
Right. Oh, and then they decide to break their legs and stuff.
It's a silliness. Yeah, that's totally their fault. So now we've been going. So we started in August. So I don't know who's listening to this right now or what time of the year you're listening to it, but August 30th, 2018. Now we're November 14th or whatever, 2018, and it's just been really cool to watch. Like, so much more established, constantly getting new people in.
What's the
every
name
week.
of your church?
So we're called Fearless Church, because I just really feel like, man, Christianity was never meant to be so passive. I
Right.
just feel like Christianity is just so passive. Like, you don't want to say nothing about nothing, and it's like, well, then what are you doing?
Right.
Like,
You don't want to have an opinion?
about anything?
Like, what about before you? Like, did you have did you like things?
I know. So, anyways, so we're called Fearless Church, and I just love it. I mean, there's some challenges, of course, because we're not one of the big dogs, but it's been good, man. It's been exciting because, like I talked to you privately, I just said, it's not huge, but it's ours.
Yeah, I like that.
And for me, I just feel like there's something rich and tangible about having something that you can call your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's not somebody else. You're not doing something to please all these people
Right.
that have no stake in the game.
Right.
You know? But you're just doing it and it's yours, and you're enjoying the process. You're enjoying the journey, as you said, an adventure. You know, that's one thing Brandy and I we frequently laugh about it, is we are, to so many people, we're crazy. We're like crazy people. Like, we're not doing what most do, especially in church world. You know, in church world, like, it's keep that position.
Like, no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter what pay cut they give you, no matter what,
Totally.
what crap you have to
Yep. And I just feel like
just be abused by your
Brandy
employer.
yeah, which has happened several different places. But
Right.
Brandy and I have really felt like, you know what? God has something more.
Yeah.
And we're just not afraid to go see it.
Well, for the record, I never thought, out of all the adjectives,
Yeah.
crazy was never on there.
Oh, good. Psycho. Psycho is right.
Psycho was no,
Yes.
No, I think for me it would be like adventurous.
Huh. Yeah. I like that
Like
word.
you guys are risk takers, you know. I don't know. I'm not a risk taker, which is what I would really like to probably take from you guys. Like if I could take a piece of you and put it into me, it would be that.
Huh.
Because I'm the guy who's like, okay, we have you know, I got a job, I got benefits, I got you
Yep,
know,
yep.
all my ducks in a row, like that's where I'm staying. And I need to be more adventurous. I mean, kind of this podcast is a little bit adventurous, like
Yeah.
because honestly, when Jarvis and I first started it, it was like,
We didn't know if anybody was even going to listen to it.
right, there was that.
You're just going to do it.
But like I'm putting myself into a recording,
Yep.
unfiltered,
Yep.
and then throwing it into the world
Huh.
for everyone to look at and to judge and to, you know, hopefully my goal was to have somebody, well, obviously to bring laughter.
Sure.
Which that's my main goal, is to like bring joy and
Yep,
laughter to
yep.
someone. But like, you don't know, in sharing, there was a couple of episodes where I shared my journey. And you don't know who's listening or who's going to judge.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
I thought about pastors that we've served under and
Sure.
people that have been like fathers to us and mothers to us. And I imagine them listening and going like, not good enough.
Yeah.
He's just
I don't even know who they are.
like, oh gosh, Nate's gone off the deep end.
Sure,
Like, what a
yeah.
freaking wacko. But really, at the end of it, like I just want to. I think people are looking for something that's genuine. I think there was a period of time like where an experience was a fad.
Yep.
You know, oh, it's got to be an experience. Like, oh, you go to this place, it's an experience. Experience this, experience that. And I
Right.
think people are looking for genuine.
Yeah.
People are looking for a genuine connection.
Yep.
Genuine whatever, and that's what I hope this podcast is. Not necessarily like, sometimes it can be funny, sometimes it can be serious, sometimes it's dumb. Well, like most of the time it's dumb. Just me and Jarvis is, but overall, my goal is for it at the end of the day,
Yeah.
for it to be genuine.
It's good.
You
Yeah.
know, and so that's, I don't know, that's kind of where we're at with this. I need to pee again, so
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing better than Sean did, and that to me is great.
That's staying in there.
Take that, Sean.
That's funny. That's so funny.
I can't say that about anybody else because I don't know if I even know anybody else. Dude, I hate like scam calls or whatever. Do you get those? I get them all the time.
Hold on. I do.
Arizona, New York, New Hampshire.
Hold on.
Ridiculous.
How much are those?
They're like $100.
Well, I've had two.
Oh, well, you're fine then.
We should have ordered a pitcher.
I know, but that's what happened with the monkfish. With the monkfish, we did 2 pitchers, and that's where we got in trouble. Jimmy started like sleeping.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he started like, "Hey, Jimmy." He's like, "Hey,
That's so awesome. He's such a bag of shit.
Jimmy."
No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Jimbo.
I love Jimbo.
Let's go back to Fearless.
Make love.
That's awesome.
So, but with Fearless, I think we're nearing like 4 months old now, or maybe we are 4 months old. I'm not really good at that, but like I said, it's not huge, but you know, it's ours, and we're excited about it because I really put a lot of energy into just being like what we're talking about, real, authentic. Like this
Like
is
a genuine.
yeah, like I'm the same Andy on stage that I'm at the movie theater, that I'm at Fishtail Pub in, you know, Olympia, Washington. Like same
Right.
guy. And so, you know, not perfect. Don't want to be perfect. And really, that's not even our church. Like perfection just doesn't exist.
I like our waitress.
Yeah, I do too.
She kind of leaves us alone when we need to be left alone.
Yep. But she's available.
But she's available. It's very cool.
We're looking at a couple different buildings now. Like, just kind of feel a little bit of that tension. Like, because right now we set up and tear down every weekend, and that's really hard, man. Like the guys that do that for years, like hats off to them, man. They're way better people, Christians, than I'll ever be. Because I'm already tired of it. Like I'm ready to like
Have your own space.
And I don't know if that's lazy or just knowing me, or I don't know.
I was having a really hard time because you leave a church or there's a separation that happens, and then you're like, I want to tell people what happened, but I want to remain diplomatic.
Yeah.
There's this weird thing, and the pastor was like, it's your story. It's your story. Why can't you tell your story?
Well, because it's like taking a dump in somebody's house and then leaving.
Not really, but
you know what I'm saying, like-
right, but like if someone asks you
Yeah.
to hear your story, like, why can't you tell your story? This is what happened to me.
Yeah.
Here's who did it.
Yep. I know.
It's my story. I'm going to tell it.
Yep.
If someone asks, like, I'm not protecting that. Why would I protect that church? They're pieces of shit. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
what kind of... That's a weird thing. Like, that's a weird thing in church culture is like, oh, like, we don't talk bad about, like, the places that... No, you know what? He's a piece of shit because he lied to us. First, well, okay, so the church that you and I worked at for...
Yep.
3 months together, the lead pastor of that church was a liar.
Yep.
He lied to us, and he sent his assistant to do like dirty work for him.
Yeah.
Like it was really bad. Like that was a really bad thing, you know, because
Yeah.
supposedly they couldn't keep us on staff because of the budget, right? The week after they let us go, they were up at the college
Hiring people.
hiring people.
Yep.
Just shit. It's just a lie.
Dude, they let go of like 8-10 people. Like, there was like a mass exodus, like a beheading, and then all of a sudden they're hiring all these young and dumb college kids.
Right. Who have actually done pretty well there
Yeah. Yep.
because they're good dudes. They're family men. I had some good times with Landers.
Yep. I enjoy Landers. I mean, it's just a bummer that he was a part of like that whole weird.
That whole piece of shit guy kind of crew. Yeah, he's
Yep. Which is a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer that he allowed himself to be a part of that trash.
Yep. So tell me, okay, so Andy,
Yes.
what sucks? Tell me some things that suck.
Man, what sucks?
You're a pretty positive guy, so this might be a tough one. What
I
sucks
know.
lately?
Yeah, that's a good call. It kind of sucks living so far away from my parents. That sucks.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, because I mean it's a good like 3.5 hour drive, and that's like if the pass feels like not going down to one lane half the way. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so that kind of sucks. I mean, I would really love for my parents to like live where we live, which I feel like that would make greater sense for them.
Have you been?
But it sucks.
Have you been putting on the Andy charm on that one?
Totally. Yep, laying it on thick.
And and what does
mean,
old Eddie say?
There's a little bit of traction. Well, my dad would love it. My dad would
Oh,
love.
but not mom?
Nah, mom's like, well, and here's some of the
Dude,
issue.
your house in Sela, the house that they have in Sela,
Yep,
dude, that would be so hard to get rid of.
I know.
I mean, it's
Old school
so
farmhouse.
amazing.
I know. Yep, I know. So
The land, dude, they have land.
Yep, they got land. I know. People that are listening right now are like, oh my god, it's huge. I mean, it's like it's not huge. It's just, but it's theirs. I mean, you know, whatever. Yeah, so that sucks. We're coming up to Christmas. Weather. There's a really good chance we're not going to go home for Christmas.
Oh.
So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I honestly don't remember the last time we didn't spend Christmas together.
You and your parents?
Yeah, it happened one time. We were in Enumclaw. I remember this because we knew it was gonna happen. Weather was gonna be awful, so we preemptively went out. We bought lobster. We bought like steak and like all this stuff. You know, and it made us feel a little bit better, but
Right.
it still sucked. You know, because we just kind of sat at the house by ourselves and looked at each other like, hey, you know.
Oh,
So
man.
that was a little bit of a bummer, but.